Hi and welcome to the full movie of 100% completing Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. I had so much fun playing this game and it took a lot of time to finish it, as well as record and edit it as a whole. But I am so glad that it is out here now and I hope you will enjoy it as much as I do. Quick disclaimer, this video is combined of all the separate videos recorded over a year-long period. So there may be a few changes in quality or in my voice over the course of this video. There is also nothing new in this video, so if you watched all the parts separately, you are up to date. But you are still welcome to watch this video nonetheless. And one last thing before we jump into the main content. Do not forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to stay up to date, and comment down below what game I should complete next. Now are we ready for the adventure? Let's start! Starting off with the option to have or not have character portraits, I personally like them, so they are turned on. Going into a scene where we see a person putting up some lovely flyers, and then shortly after it gets taken by us. Heading into the character creation and just look at all of these options. After having settled on a look and filling in all the information, we hit begin to go to Zephyr Town. Felix is already waiting for us as he is really happy to see a new young farmer. He tells us a bit about Zephyr Town and the once famous bazaar, even though it does not look like it right now. Felix throws in some high expectations for us as well, wanting us to help restore the bazaar to its former glory. We then get the option to check out our stall or going home. Have you checked the going home option? If not, you should really try it out as it is really funny. There is still some time left before the bazaar begins, so we take a scenic walk around town and see some of the bachelor and bachelorettes. But also some weird small creatures before running back to the bazaar. Felix is waiting for us, asking what we thought of the little tranquil Zephyr Town. As it is almost time for the bazaar to start, arrangements for our stall have been made, but first Felix introduces us to all the other vendors and villagers, greeting us with a big hello. With the little tutorial, Felix helps us with our inventory, stock, displaying items and selling them, surprising him with our skills in sale. Afterwards, he asks us what we thought about the first bazaar, which I've never been so excited about. As he goes into a bit more depth about the bazaar and its former glory, we again get the high expectations for us to help the bazaar get back up in the ranks. After all of that, we get a map from the town and then head to our new house where we get a little tour. Felix leaves us for the night as we should be quite exhausted from our first day. But before it is time to go to sleep, we check out some of the furniture, where we find the bookshelf with all the collectibles. There is so much to scroll through and it will take a while for it to be 100% completed. But I am up for the challenge. We wake up on day 2 with Felix back at our door. He gives us our basic farming tools and asks us if we have any experience working on a farm. And for this time only, we are going to say no, we do not have any. The tutorial covers how to use our tools and item bar, plowing the ground, sowing the seeds, watering them, and giving fertilizer. I only put in one of the seeds, but use this time at your advantage by sowing all 9 without losing any of your stamina. Also, a handy thing to note is that you can jump to reach bigger areas while doing chores. After the tutorial ends, Felix leaves us to our own and we check our mailbox where we receive some radish seeds and a new outfit. There is also a letter which tells us about the current trends for the bazaar. Now it is time for some farm work, sowing the rest of the turnip seeds and the new radish seeds, watering them, and fertilizing the remaining turnip seeds. All of this hard work earns us a trip to our own bath, replenishing our stamina. Walking around our farm, we forage some walnuts, see a beautiful scenery, and catch some insects with our bare hands. Walking into the city, we meet Gabriel, Laurie, Sylvia, Kevin, June, Maple, Stuart, Sonia, Jules, Derek, Freya, Nadine, Clara, Eric, Mina, Madeline, and Miguel. Miguel runs a small general store where we buy some daikon radish and baby blue flower seeds. We also sell the insect that we caught in the meantime. Back on our farm, we of course plant and water the seeds before making our way to bed. Yet another knock on our door on day 3, introducing us to Sophie, the mayor's daughter. She brings us aside to help clear the weeds from the farm, but she does want to see us use it. So we have to deliver 20 weeds to her. We start right away by clearing most of the weeds in front of our house. As we are confident in getting this request done, we till some more spaces on our plot and water everything. Checking our mail, we got some lavender and potato seeds delivered to us. With our side, we are also able to forage wild flowers and herbs. With the 20 weeds in our bag, we make our way to Sophie, receiving our radish seeds. Derek has a scene where he welcomes us in, saying we work hard on the farm but should take breaks now and then. Kevin comes in wanting to play with Derek. They talk about some bugs Kevin found and that he is going to stick them to his mom's back. According to Derek, that prank was already done before and gives Kevin some advice on how to prank his mother. Kevin proudly goes away with this new information and Derek returns to us. He says that sticking the bug on the back of Kevin's mother would not be such a great idea and therefore steered Kevin in a different prank path. We agree that Kevin is quite a prankster. Derek agrees but is called back by Madeline to get back to work. Talking to a couple of the villagers in town before we head into another scene. This time it is Jules' turn. We stand before his bookcases as he noticed us. Jules talks about the collection, which some of them are from him, but mostly they are from his father. He confides that he loves to read, but his brother Derek not so. Because of that, he talks about the things he has read to Derek, hoping to pique his interest, which may have led him to become a teacher as well. He asks us if we read, and we say we do now and then. Jules had a feeling we did some reading and he has a recommendation for us, hoping we will give him our impressions. After this scene, we talk to some more villagers, forage, and catch some insects around town, selling the bugs yet again to Miguel. Wanting to go back to the farm, but a new scene from Freya popped up. She is sitting in the cafe when we walked in. She asks us if we are the new farmer and says she was not expecting to run into us here. She tells us she is in the cafe to decompress after a long day at work, asking us if we come here often, which we do all the time. Freya is glad that we took a liking to this little charming place, and she admits she is quite curious about us, saying we both have to cheer each other on with work. It is already nighttime, but we do have some watering to do first, taking a bath to restore our energy, sowing the potato seeds from earlier this day, and clearing some more weeds. Day 4 starts with another visitor. This time it is Lloyd at our door, saying we look like having a keen eye for business and him hoping we could help him expand their ore collection. He gives us the hatchet, with which we can break rocks and mineral stones, but can also cut up branches and more. Lloyd wants us to collect some iron and stone to give back to him, saying we get a new source of income and he gets a new business partner. Once Lloyd is gone, we check our mail, receiving a pickled onion. On our farm, we sow the only available space left in our field and water everything. We take another bath to restore our energy and go on with our day foraging and catching insects. We check out the yellow windmill like Lloyd said, and there are indeed some mineral stones. Breaking those, they give us 2 iron pieces and a copper ore as well. We find Lloyd and give him his requested iron and stone, receiving a fluorite in return. Making sure that we have talked to every single villager today to increase their friendship points, as we do want everyone at max. Eventually. Finishing the day on our farm with a second round of watering. Felix is back at our door on day 5 with a lot of noise, saying he got quite an energetic gift for us. Livestock is essential for a farmer, as Felix mentioned, so he got us a chicken as a gift. Asking us if we know how to take care of a chicken, we answer no. As you may have noticed, I want to see all the tutorials and scenes in this playthrough. Felix talks about feeding the chickens, calling the animals with a bell, petting them, taking them out to the pasture in the day, and inside when it is nighttime. He also gives us a brush, milker, and shears for when we have other livestock in the future. Felix also asks if we have enough stock for the next bazaar and gives us the tip to forage in the bountiful nature around us. With the tutorial over, we can name our chicken, and its name will be Chi. I know, very inspiring. The baby blue flowers are done growing, so they get harvested with our side while all the other crops get a watering. Making our way to another scene, this time we see Angelo sketching the town. He makes sure we do not mistake him as a pro, as he is just a fledgling artist in the making. And the only reason he lives here is because the major liked his work. Angelo was pretty happy when he heard that we were moving in, as he always wanted to paint our old farm sometime. If we do not mind it, that is. Angelo really likes the aesthetic of this farm and apologizes for rambling on about drawing, which we do not mind at all. Nevertheless, he goes back to sketching. The rest of the day is once again filled in with foraging, catching insects, and talking to all of the villagers. We find a gold medal at the clock in the center of the city, sell the insects to Miguel, and buy some new baby blue flower seeds, which are yet again planted and watered. Someone new is at our door on day 6. Isaac introduces himself as the caretaker of the windmills, which, as we may have noticed, are not working right now. He would like to repair them, as we may want to use them. He needs some stone and wood in order to do so and asks us to get the materials for him. He says there is no rush in helping him, but I will rush because I want to use that windmill as soon as possible. Back to farm work it is, collecting our first egg, petting and taking Chi outside, harvesting the turnips, radishes and daikon radishes, watering and collecting some sushi from our meal. Seeing another scene where Sophie notices us and asks us how we are doing on the farm. She cannot wait to see how our little farm will change and grow. Wilbur passes by and Sophie makes a friendly talk with him. And as soon as he is gone, she gets called by the twins, telling her they are going to pick some flowers and make flower crowns. Sophie apologizes to us as she keeps getting pulled away from our conversation. She really enjoys the warm greetings of everyone around town, saying she must have picked up the habit from watching her father. And if we need anything, we can always call out to her. Back at Miguel's, we buy some more seeds for our farm before making our way to Isaac, giving him the requested stone and wood. He is going to fix up the windmill as soon as he can, so we make our way to it. With the windmill working, we can process materials by putting them in. Isaac is offering to explain how to use the windmill, which we gladly take up. He wants us to make some fertilizer, which we do, telling us we can make up to 10 at a time for a slot. The time it takes for the processing to be done depends on the winds that are happening, and you can only have 6 slots working at the same time. There are 2 other windmills in town which are broken down, but Isaac will come to us for help when those are able to be fixed. Putting the windmill to use, we make some mayonnaise, material stone, lumber, and fertilizer. A new person that we have seen but have not interacted with is at our door on day 7. Wilbur introduces himself as the local carpenter, saying if we need work done on our fields or storage to ask him. Suddenly switching the topic to fish, he says that there are plenty of fishing spots around town and gives us the fishing rod. But there is a caveat. His wife wants to cook some fish for dinner, so he tasks us to catch some fish for him. The windmill is done with some of the stuff that were put in yesterday, taking them out and putting most of our stuff into storage. Walking into town, we meet up with Jules, who has a request for us. He has been too engrossed in some book and as a result he is quite tired, asking us to bring him a herb salad and herb soup. We talk to some more of the villagers and catch some insects before we walk into a scene with Maple, where she comments on us not being in this town for too long, which is something we have in common with her. All of her family is in the city while she works at this hotel, having fallen in love with Zephyr Town. She asks us how we like this town so far, with our reply being that we think it is great. We talk a little bit more about Zephyr Town before she realizes that she is still on the clock and has to go back to work, walking backwards and stumbling over the big couch. She is really embarrassed by how clumsy she is and quickly runs off to start working again. With that out of the way, it is time to put the fishing rod to use, catching a bitterling, pale chub and a dark chub, which we give to Wilbur as he is conveniently standing right beside us. Wanting to make friends a little bit quicker, I decide to give Lloyd a magic blue flower, which he accepts and finds pretty thoughtful. Back home we cook up the salad and soup as requested by Jules, but keep them in our bags for another day. All of the foraging has paid off as we can upgrade our first tool. The sickle is turned into a copper sickle. Day 8 is the day of the bazaar, as Felix reminds us on this early morning. He informs us about a group called the Bazaar Review Board, which oversees all the sales and growth of every bazaar in the world. Reminding us that this bazaar has not ranked up in a long while, and yet again lays on the high expectations for us. Felix also mentions that he runs a stall as well, where we can buy techniques and other stuff. Before we head to the bazaar, we take care of our chicken, cook the turnips into turnip salads, and turn our fresh eggs into egg drop soup and a boiled egg. Walking out into a surprise of ready crops. The baby blue flowers, potatoes and radishes are ready to harvest, but I am struggling with a full bag. The copper sickle is ready to be picked up, as well as some bottled walnuts. Now it is finally time for the bazaar. We put everything into the stockpile and open up shop. We try our best to get the attentions of the customers as well as the villagers that are also walking around. We did not manage to sell everything before the morning shift was over, but that is okay. There is still the afternoon shift. In the meantime, we walk around the bazaar checking out Felix's stall, who, like he said, sells some special techniques like double jumping. The animal stall where we can buy different livestock, but for this round we buy a cow and call her Mumu. Yes, I am really creative with names. We visit Miguel's seed store where we purchase some strawberry and onion seeds. And Wilbur the carpenter has a bag and storage upgrade available, which we buy the bag upgrade. We quickly ran back home as we saw Jules, and I wanted to get my inventory space back. So we are able to give him his cooked dishes, getting us a cherry seed in return. The afternoon shift starts with the last couple of items that were left. With only some potato seeds, I closed the stall as enough money was made to buy the storage upgrade from Wilbur. And you bet I wanted to get that before the bazaar closed. On our way back home we got a request from Maple. She is unable to decide on what flowers to use for a bouquet, so we are tasked with giving her some flowers that we find pretty. Back home we plant the new seeds, gather the baby blues that were left this morning, water everything, and receive some popcorn and fertilizer in our mill. Are you ready for a big day? Because day 9 is filled. Waking up to Wilbur, who is ready to give our storage more room, which he makes quick work of. The review of the bazaar is in, so we got to the grounds. With our amazing sales from yesterday, the review board granted us a new rank, boosting us to the village bazaar rank. Everyone is, as expected, happy with the news. Felix thanks us for making this possible, looking forward to the future and to keep working as hard as we can to keep on growing. Because of the rank up, the review board sent us a couple of people to oversee and help the bazaar grow. Together with Felix, we greet them at the entrance. They introduce themselves as Diana and Harold. They bumped into this man on their way here, and he helped them with their luggage, saying he had business in this town anyway. He introduces himself as Arata. Felix immediately wants him to become a resident, but Arata refuses, saying he is just meeting up with someone. But this someone is running late, so he will stay in town until he has met this person. The arrival of Diana and Harold means that the board sees the potential of growth, which is a good sign. But the support can easily be revoked if there is no sign of growth. Anyway, we still welcome the new people into town, being happy that we finally got a rank up. Now that we have ranked up, there are some new shopkeepers around the bazaar, who all want to open up a new stall. But before they can open their stall, they need our help. Next to the animal stall is Kat. She wants to open up a rehoming stall for animals, but before she can do that, she must find her lost chickens. And I do not think it is a surprise who needs to find them. It is us, of course. Down at the bottom, we find Rebecca. She wants to open up a decor stall, but she does not have the materials, asking us to bring her 10 iron, 10 stone and 10 lumber. Just to the right of Rebecca, we find Karina, who wants to open a clothing stall. But again, she does not have the materials for it, asking us for an accessory and some dye. We have quite a bit of work to do for these people. Walking out of the bazaar, we bump into June's scene, where she is looking at the windmill. We greet her and she remembers us. We ask her if she is waiting for someone, but she answers no. Not that she has anyone to wait for. She goes into the reasons why she lives separately from her mom, saying it is no big deal. We live alone too, right? It's the same, only that we have chosen it for ourselves. But being separated is another matter. Looking back at the windmill again, she suddenly says that this talk has taken too long already, and leaves. With the bit of money left, we buy some turnip seeds at Miguel and make our way to Maple, as we have the 10 flowers for her request. Next on our to-do list is finding the lost chickens. We find one at the lower side of Angelo's house, one at the Major's house, and the last one under the waterfall. Walking back onto our farm triggers the scene for Arata, saying we have really put in the work on this place. He had mentioned that he was waiting for a friend, but in the meantime he went looking around the town for a place to hunker down. But he was being blocked off by some big boulders, which he has taken care of, informing us that we can now take that path up into the mountains. But because of everything that has happened today so far, we did not do any farm work. So first off, we, yet again, sow the turnip seeds and the tea seeds that were given to us. And also, do not worry, I do indeed water them all. We take care of our animals, receive some more goodies in the mail, plant and water the seeds that were in the mill, get the processed stuff from the windmill and put some more into it. I could not resist a visit to the mountain, so on we went. And it was absolutely gorgeous. Walking around, we see a lot more forageable items, Arata's sleeping hut, new critters to catch, and a beautiful scenic view. Day 10 begins with a visit from Felix, who is here once again, but this time with some news about the up-and-coming flower festival. A festival where you give homegrown or wildflowers to your neighbors. This lovely little festival is also turned into a competition where the winner is the one who gave away the most flowers. Challenge accepted. In town we make our way to Lloyd. He is looking over some papers and says to himself to do the math again on this big order he made, but it seems he can't find it. With that great cue, we come in and say we will help him search for it, which he appreciates. After looking through some boxes, we find the order and give it to Lloyd. As a way of thanking us, he asks if he wants some tea, which we agree to with a head bob. From one scene to another, Arata is busy working out in the mountains. We are surprised to see him there, but he remarks that he is there often. Also, we saw his sleeping tent, so why are we surprised? According to him, spending time in the mountains is good for the body and soul. With him saying that we work on a farm and all of that labor is a good workout as well. He comes up with the idea to train with him sometime, which we agree to. Arata tells us why he wants to train, and it is simply to become stronger. But he does not really have an answer to why he wants to be stronger. After some foraging and mining around the mountains, we make our way around town and meet up with Freya, who has a request for us. She had a lovely cup of warm milk in the city and would like some at home as well. So we are tasked with giving her some warm milk. And lastly, we take a short stop at Miguel's, as we do have a cow now, but did not have any fodder. Day 11 is the start of the flower festival. But the farm work must come first, which means taking care of the animals and watering our crops. Afterwards we take a bath and take all of our flowers out of the storage into our bags. With some time left we go mining around for some ore, do some foraging and catch a brand new butterfly. Everyone is already gathered in the city center, so we make good use of this opportunity and talk to every single person around, with all of them saying something about the festival as well. Talking to Felix starts the festival. He explains what is expected from us, what you need to do in order to win the title of Best Neighbor, and until when we can give flowers. With that explanation done, we have no time to waste and give all the villagers a flower. Giving the villagers a flower prompts a special line for the festival and gives you some friendship points as well. At Madeline's cafe we see the warm milk on the menu and decide to buy that in order to give to Freya. But it was a bust, as Freya wants 1-star milk, whereas the cafe sells half a star milk. After having given all of the villagers a flower, we end the day with some chill fishing, adding the silver carp to our collection. The second and last day of the flower festival is here on day 12. But first matter of business is that Arata has a request for us. Fish are a good source of protein, according to him, but he is not good at catching them. So he wants us to catch 10 fish and then teach him how to do it as well. Looking at our map, there are more requests ready to go, so we make our way over to them. Luckily, because of the festival, everyone is already in the center, so I won't have to run around as much. Gabriel is working on a piece, but does not really have any inspiration. He asks if we know of anything that could give him inspiration, and the game tells us to give him some perfume. Next up is Derek. Madeline asked him to get a new room scent that works for the cafe, but he has no clue what kind of scent that will be, so he asks us to help him out by getting him 3 herb perfumes. The last request comes from June. She asks us if we are busy and mentions that she has dropped her bag around the yellow windmill, asking us if we could help search for it. With some time left before the closing ceremony, we go to the bazaar and give Rebecca the materials she needs in order to open her stall. And meet up with Kat to report that we have found her lost chickens a couple of days ago already. We give away some last minute flowers, but after 12 it is no use as the prompt for the festival does not appear anymore. Nevertheless, we give everyone a flower, or a herb in some cases. Everyone is positive with the gifts, except for Arata. It seems he doesn't like mint. Talking to Felix starts the closing ceremony. Felix hopes that everyone has given away multitudes of flowers. I only know for a fact that I did so, not sure about the other villagers. He announces the winner and it is me, with an amount of 28 flowers given away. Everyone congratulates us and we receive green tea and the golden trophy for this festival, which will be set on my shelf. Just look at this sea of hearts above everyone's heads when the festival ends. With the festival over, we fish around a bit with some bait attached to the rod. We run up to the mountains and see something in the bushes. After checking it out, it is June's bag that she had lost. Immediately returning to give it back to June. Back at the windmill, we make a start on some of the perfumes as requested by Gabriel and Derek, but also upgrade our watering can, hoe and fishing rod to bronze quality. We get brutally woken up on day 13 by these tiny creatures called the nature sprites. They are happy that we are able to hear and see them. They each introduce themselves as Ivy, Finley, Honey, Webby and Penny. Yet again they are super excited and Webby needs to call them to their senses, reminding Ivy that they have a favor to ask of us, which is simply to keep working at our farm and the bazaar. In return, we create happy energy, which according to them gives them their power. With that message delivered, they poof off to somewhere unknown. We had some grass seeds in our bag, so those are planted, the updated tools and the perfumes are retrieved from the windmill, and with the upgraded tools we can reach a bigger area. We continue fishing just outside our farm where Finley is closely watching us. After catching a couple, we go and find Arata as we can now give him our advice. Gabriel is also in the mountains painting. The requested inspiration is given to him in the form of a flower perfume. Walking into the hotel, we see Maple cleaning with a duster when the twins walk in, asking for advice on what to give as a gift to a person they like. Maple gives the advice to first ask the person in question what they like. Maple then adds on that if you know it, then you can make a homemade gift. She asks if the twins already know what their favorite person likes. Sylvia answers books, while Laurie answers bugs. Maple thinks of gifts that they could give. A bookmark for someone who likes books and an embroidery of a bug for someone who likes bugs. The twins thank Maple and run off. We continue our way around town in order to give Derek the requested perfumes for the cafe. With enough materials, it is finally time to upgrade our final tool, the hatchet, to copper. The hatchet is ready on day 14, so we take that out of the windmill before making our way to the hotel, where we see another scene with Maple. She is talking to Stuart, who is saying that the hotel business is all about hospitality and care. So guests should not have any reservation about staying here whatsoever. Maple replies that they should have a room reservation at the very least. Stuart enjoys the comeback and says that this is the kind of detail that was needed around the hotel. We walk into the room and Maple is overjoyed that she got a big compliment. With that compliment, she got a big boost of energy and goes into a cleaning frenzy. But unfortunately, Maple is still a clumsy girl and crashes into a painting. We ask if she is okay, which she is, saying she finds it super sweet for us to worry about her. Maple talks about what the duster in her hand means to her and thanks us for the chat, mentioning we can come back anytime. Another scene happens in town with June. She is looking at some flowers when Sophie walks up to her. Sophie is happy as she got complimented on her necklace, which is a necklace June has made for her, indirectly complimenting June as well. June scoffs it off, saying the model does all the work, but Sophie mentions that June has some incredible fashion sense and that she is going to treasure this necklace forever, which June finds hard to believe as things will not be in fashion forever, offering to make a new one for Sophie once in a while. Sophie takes up that offer and mentions that they will be best friends forever. More scenes happen as we walk into a place where Jules is teaching the twins, with the next session being about math. Sylvia has a problem with it as she is not good at math. Jules mentions that she cannot avoid things if you are not good at it, which Sylvia does not like to hear. Jules and Laurie try to motivate her to work on the math. After several attempts, they work out that a competition style works best. So whoever gets the highest score on the math test gets to request something of her own choice. We need a break after all these scenes and go to the mountains, foraging and using our new hatchet on the silver ores. The bazaar is back on day 15 and just in time our strawberries are done as well. But my bag is full, so I have to do some rearranging to get all of the farm work done first. At the bazaar, Felix introduces the new stall. Rebecca and Kat will be operating from today onwards, wishing them the best of luck. The nature sprites are also at the bazaar as they have decided to also open up shop. I do not know who else is going to visit them as I am sure I am the only one that can see them. We have been gathering some happy energy already and now it finally has some use, being able to buy different things with it from the sprites. They also mentioned that selling at the bazaar also gives them an energy boost, and when that is full we could call them in for some help. And they have a present for us as well. They give us the glider with which we can soar with the wind to new places. After all of that, we are finally able to open up our stall, but not before Rebecca stops us, giving us a new tent for our decor. In good trust, we place the tent, removing the old one. Can I finally start selling now? The answer is yes! Placing everything down, we get a mad rush at the beginning, already selling some of the ores and the gemstones. After a little while, we have enough energy to summon a sprite, beginning this cheerful music and minigame to press A as quickly as possible. Finishing the morning shift, having made around 32,000. Time for a stroll. We look at Rebecca's stall, buy some more seeds at Miguel's, buy the field expansion at Wilbur's, and we talk to Kat to see what her stall is about. Basically, we can rehome our own animals with her that we do not want anymore. Checking out the sprite stall where we see these sprite boxes and a power berry for sale. And before we know it, It is time for the afternoon sale, selling out quickly with the stuff that was left from the morning bazaar, making us about 4,000 extra. But this means we are able to buy a Suffolk lamb, which is named Wooly, and we breed our chicken to get another one in a couple of days. We check the Sprite stall again, as I am really wanting the Bazaar Sprite box, but I judge against it as I would also really like to have the Power Berry. Day 16 has us here the Bazaar review result, where we yet again rank up to become a town bazaar rank. Felix enjoys the fact that the bazaar is coming along nicely. Diana interrupts that it is not a big achievement, but that it is enough to keep the support from the board. She also says that we need to keep working hard if we want to keep the support, and that she was very impressed by our own results. Diana wants to ask something of the mayor, as she would like to know what happened in the past, as her records show that this was once considered a grand bazaar. Felix answers that it was because of the previous farmer. Diana agrees with the fact that farmers have a big impact, but not so big for it to become the highest rank bazaar. Diana would like to hear more about this farmer, but Felix is whisked away by Mina. Diana asks us if we noticed anything odd in the behavior of the mayor, and we say that something must have happened, which she agrees to. Diana drops the conversation for now, as her priority is the current bazaar and our work. As it is raining, the animals will stay inside today, and we do not have to water our plants. But we do sow some of our new seeds. Because of the rain, there are also some new critters, mostly frogs, walking into the mountain when a strange glow emits from higher up. I want to go check it out, but before that we see Arata hiding under a tree with a request. He wants to open a stall at the bazaar as well, but he is not able to do so on an empty belly. Finally daring to enter this mysterious glowing circle on the ground. We get teleported to a shrine where we meet Kagetsu. She does not recognize our face, so she asks who we are. We explain who we are, but we also ask who she is and what she is doing here. Kagetsu says that she fulfills her duties to the spirits in prayers, so she must not intertwine with the mortal world. But she is curious about us. Back at our farm we have several tools that can be upgraded to Copper Plus quality. So we put in the watering can, sickle and fishing rod. Lloyd is also considering opening up a stall as a side business, but he needs to know more about the minerals that are able to be found around town, so he asks us to get some for him. Isaac wants to fix the blue windmill, but he has lost his tool somewhere around the bazaar, making us go search for it. There are two people in the hotel who want to open up a new stall. Garen, who is a carpenter as well, but he wonders if it is really needed. To prove that he is needed, we need to have 4 animals on our farm. The other person is Joy, who wants to open a gift wrapping station. She wants us to give 20 presents to make everyone happy. We decide to look around for Isaac's tools at the bazaar, which we do manage to find. Giving them back to him means he can repair the blue windmill right away. This windmill lets us turn our crops into seeds again, paving the way to max rank crops. Wilbur announces that our new field is ready on day 17. Which means more space for crops. Mumu has grown up, so now we are also able to get some milk. Our future looks bright with all these extra options for money making. The tools are also ready, so we grab those to be able to work on the second field. Planting some more seeds and the cherry tree, hoping we will get at least 1 harvest this spring. But this day is cut short as I did not keep my stamina in mind, fainting when mining some ore. Day 18 starts with looking at the calendar, wanting to give everyone a gift when it is their birthday, but already missing one of them. And I will let you know now that I will forget many more. With some ore in our bag, we make our way to Lloyd, giving him his requested stuff. There is some good stuff around Zephyr Town after all, so he will open a stall at the bazaar. At the other end of Zephyr Town, we see Ivy running up some hill. So I try to go after them, failing miserably as I keep falling in the water. With a tiny bit of energy left, I try to do it anyway, failing yet again. But the scene starts anyway and we do not pass out. We meet the nature sprites and they tell us that their house is up here. They also ask us to share our gathered items with them, saying the more I give, the more beautiful stuff they can give back. This is the mechanic to get the star quality up on foraged items, but also the fish, insects and more. So we will definitely work on giving them their items. Back at home we cook up the dishes that Arata requested, but we also need to catch a fish first. But this is where the nature sprites come in. I am catching half a starfish, and Arata wants a 1-star grilled fish. So we need to level up Finley to get 1-star fish from the waters. But before that, I give away 20 camomiles, with one of the people on the receiving end being Madeline, so she does get a birthday present today. Completing the request from Joy saying the wrapping stall will open up with the next bazaar. Back at the cafe we buy another warm milk, as I only learned now that you learn the recipes by eating the food, and I sold all the other dishes I received. I could have a couple more recipes for the collection already. We cook our 1-star milk for Mumu into warm milk and give this to Freya. We walk into Nadine cooking for her family and everyone together at the table eating her dishes. Isaac is confused after dinner, wondering why his clothes feel tighter these days. Sylvia does not beat around the bush and directly says it is because he loves food, acknowledging that he may indulge too much and that he maybe should cut back on the food, which shocks Nadine very much, thinking he won't eat her food anymore. Isaac responds that that is not the case and that he would always eat everything she makes. As cutting back on the food is not an option, Isaac says he just needs to work out some more, saying he will be like Felix and Arata in no time. The twins are direct yet again, saying that that is a high bar. Back on our farm, the windmill is put to use yet again to upgrade our last tool, the copper hoe, to copper plus quality. We pick up our upgraded hoe out of the windmill and process the milk into yogurt on day 19. Walking into the bazaar area where we see Diana, Harold and Felix looking over some boxes. Diana gives some instructions on where to put them. We walk up to Felix, who says that the bazaar improvement team is already hard at work. Diana interrupts us as she needs to talk with the mayor, saying she found a calculation error in the documents for the board. Felix wants to fix it right away, but she is stopped as Diana has already fixed it for him and that all she needs is his signature. Only after that she notices us, like, you did not interrupt my talk with the mayor just now. Harold reminds Diana that she had something she wants to talk to us about, and so we go and talk. She believes that there are certain things that are vital for this bazaar, if it is to ever truly thrive, which she believes we are an essential key as well. She asks us to do our best at farm work for the town's sake. Of course we will do our best, Diana. She is glad we understand, she really wants this bazaar to work out. Jules is sitting right outside of the bazaar ground reading a book. He was just on his way home, but he took a bit of a detour. He talks about a book that he picked up in the city, giving a little summary on what it is about. The protagonist is shipwrecked onto an island where they stumble across a town where they become a farmer? Are they talking about Island of Happiness? Jules hopes that he explained it so that it seemed somewhat interesting, and of course we are interested. How can you not be interested in such a story? Time flies when you are having fun, but he needs to get going and make dinner. When his parents passed away, he had taken up the house chores, so Derek had less to worry about. He apologizes for still rambling as he really needs to go home. Derek walks up to us once Jules is gone, commenting that Jules does not usually stop for a chit-chat. Derek asks if we can keep talking to his brother as he feels like Jules relaxes when talking to us. Taking the teleporter into the mountains, we return to Kagetse, who reminds us that she had told us to better spend our time elsewhere, but our whimsical nature has sparked her interest. She confides that she finds all the hues and lights of our world intoxicating, and that is the reason she stays far away from it, as she believes she would neglect her duties if she gets entangled in worldly affairs. But she is quite satisfied with her current life and says our paths should never have crossed anyway, suggesting us to go home. With that, we still give her a gift. After all of that socializing, it is time to go home and take a bath and fish. Day 20 starts with a visit from Felix, telling us about the honey festival and giving us some honey. It is a festival where you give honey, or the best option, honey cake, to the other bachelors and bachelorettes. We only receive 5 honey, so we do have to think about who to give it to. A new chick is born and we name her Chew. We give some wood to Ivy, increasing her level to 4. Back at the river, we fish up a 1-star fish, which is cooked up into a grilled fish. We give some bugs to Penny, who is on the roof of the cafe, and visit Webby in the mountains, giving him some mushrooms, increasing both of their levels to 4. Arata gets his requested food, and with a full belly he will be able to open a stall at the next bazaar. With our new chick we have the 4 animals requested by Garen. Don't worry, I have not forgotten about Karina. We start some of the dice in the windmill, also having enough for the accessory, but not having the production slots available yet. The other windmill is getting some use. We have been fertilizing most of our crops and flowers, so now it is time to change some of the higher quality flowers into seeds to be able to sow again. Day 21 is the honey day. But first we need to pet all of our animals, milk our cow, and put in the items for the accessory. Our potatoes and onions are ready to be harvested and the rest is getting watered. Decisions have to be made as we only have 5 honey to give away, which is not enough for all of the marriage candidates. So we take a look at our heart levels and decide that the lowest 5 should get the honey. But we meet with Diana first as she has a request for us, wanting us to collect 10 animal byproducts to help her with her report. Back to giving away the honey. We give some to Derek, Freya, June, Gabriel, and Kagetsu. We are back at struggling with our inventory because of the limited space and the increase of quality level. But I do finally figure out that the stock for the bazaar can be used as some kind of storage for stuff you already want to sell. Another bazaar day has arrived on day 22. With everything we need to do around the farm, we arrive a bit late. But we still get introduced to all the new stalls that are opening today. It seems that with the upgraded bazaar we also have another counter to put our stuff on. It is also busier than the previous bazaar, which I hope will be translated into more sales. The Nature Sprites help gets called in 1 hour before the end of the morning shift. But the good thing is, no real time passes when doing this minigame. So if you have a lot of items left, you could call them in 1 minute before the shift closes, earning you some more money. The morning shift ends with about 27,000 made. Visiting the other stalls in our break, we start with the Nature Sprites, where we buy the Power Berry and the Sprite Box for the Bazaar, a red and blue windmill. The Power Berry is eaten and our max stamina is increased. At Ramon's we buy an alpaca, and in my beautiful naming scheme this one will be named Appy. Checking out Arata's stall, where he sells mushroom logs and beekeeping fields, which are 2 activities that are done in the mountains. For this round I will be going for the mushroom log. Lloyd sells all kinds of ores and gemstones, and Garen sells some kitchen upgrades as well as quality soil field upgrades. At 3 we go back to our stall and put the Sprite Box to use, removing and adding stuff to our storage. The afternoon shift is a busy one as well, and except for 2 tea leaves we sell out of everything, earning us another 25,000. The results are shown by Felix on day 23. We do have all of the stalls needed but are far off from the sales made goal. No ranking up this time, but like Felix says, we just need to keep working. We now have 5 animals to take care of, so this will take a while. Petting, brushing, milking, and carrying is our daily routine. Luckily it is raining today, so we do not need to push them outside. Entering the hotel as Karina is there sheltering from the rain, we give her the requested items, which is enough for her to start her clothing stall. With all of our money in hand, it is time to go to the cafe and purge most of the dishes from who we do not have the recipes yet. Talk about filling up our bag. Eating the dishes as needed when foraging and doing farm work. We can now also order seeds at Miguel, meaning we can buy seeds that he normally sells at the bazaar, but they arrive the next business day. Arata arrives on day 24 to inform us that the mushroom log has been made. We visit Lloyd's, but he is busy talking to Felix about something fascinating. We walk up to them and Felix explains that Lloyd is talking about his travels. Felix loves these stories and Lloyd explains it is the least he could do as the mayor is letting him stay on his property. Felix loves these stories as he can learn from them and that these insights might help our bazaar. It seems Felix has other appointments though and leaves. Lloyd asks if we would like some tea, but warns us that it is from another culture and it might have a kick to it. But who does not want to taste something new, so we accept his offer. We sit around and drink the tea, talking a bit more about Lloyd's work, saying that this town keeps pulling him back. We say that staying longer won't hurt, which he agrees to, but also saying he does not plan on settling down as he is a traveling merchant. Day 25 is our first day without any scenes happening, so we make the most of it. It is a rainy day, meaning we take care of our animals inside, as we notice that our second chicken has grown up. The windmill is put to work on some bouquets and dice, mushrooms are given to Webby, stones are given to Ivy, and fish are for Finley, increasing their level to 8. Sonia gets a birthday present, We do some more foraging at night and increase Ivy's level yet again, but this time to 12. Felix is back at our door on day 26, telling that there will be a tea party tomorrow. A festival where the villagers come together and drink their own made. He gives us some tea as we are not able to make it ourselves yet. But we do have our own tea leaves already. But coming next year we do have to provide it on our own. It is sunshine today, so we have to take all of our animals outside, which is becoming quite a hassle. But our Suffolk Shield Woolly has grown up, so we are getting wool now as well. Putting some non-perishables in the stock inventory for our bazaar, and meet up with Diana as we have the 10 animal byproducts she needed for her report. Finishing the day with some foraging around the mountains. You know the fun part about foraging? Same as watering, if you do it in the morning, the forage and mining spot will respawn later in the evening as well, meaning you can do it 2 times a day. The hatchet gets thrown into the windmill to make our first silver quality tool on day 27. Everyone is gathered in the town center, so we talk to everyone before returning the tea to Felix, starting the festival. Thanking everyone for being there and gives a special shout out to Madeline, who made something of everyone's contributions. Madeline says to enjoy this afternoon and gives a special thanks to us for providing the tea. Miguel tries to speak to Mina but is failing miserably. Poor guy, he is so shy. Madeline thanks us and gives a little goodie bag for us to take home, ending the festival with a beautiful heart wave. Bugs are given to Penny to raise her level to 8 and the silver hatchet is ready at night. Day 28 starts with a bit of cooking, making some mashed potatoes and onion salads. We do some foraging and mining in the mountains and give Webby some more mushrooms, upgrading him to level 12. Gabriel is inside Felix's house looking at the painting of Felix himself. Gabriel actually painted this painting, but he does stop by from time to time to give it a touch-up. Felix walks in and smooches all over the painting, saying it is magnificent and a masterpiece. Gabriel does not think of it as a masterpiece, but Felix interrupts that everything Gabriel makes is a masterpiece and that he is looking forward to his next piece. Gabriel mentions he is having a art block right now. Felix asks us if we know something that could help and we come up with the great advice of just trying something else. Gabriel agrees, saying that a different view may get him some inspiration again. He thanks us, saying he has gotten some energy back and is ready to get back to work. Finishing the day with upgrading our fishing rod to silver. Uppy has grown up on day 29, meaning we are able to shear them as well. The potatoes are ready to harvest, but we are struggling with our inventory again. Luckily, it is Bazaar day today. Felix introduces Karina, who is opening her clothing stall today, and we wish her the best of luck. Morning shift starts with a lot of our homemade perfumes on the table, as well as some oars and cooked dishes. It is busy this morning, selling all of our stock and making about 54,000. Luckily, we have some more stuff in our inventory to sell for the afternoon shift. But before that starts, we dash back home to get the silver fishing rod. Back at the bazaar, we buy another hard-needed storage upgrade from Wilbur, order the beekeeping field from Arata, buy the double jump technique from Felix, check out Karina's stall. Sadly, you can't buy the clothes with gold, but you need to provide the materials that are asked. And at the sprite stall, we buy the Zephyr Town sprite box. With the help of the nature sprites, we sell out of all our stock yet again during the afternoon shift, making another 24,000, having enough to buy the soil upgrade from Garen and some silver from Lloyd. Wilbur is back to upgrade our storage on day 30, making quick work of it. No rank up for the bazaar this time either, but we are getting close. The sickle gets upgraded to silver in the windmill and we go around town, foraging and mining along the way. The silver sickle is done around the end of the day. Day 31 marks the last day of spring, as well as the day our soil gets upgraded by Garen, slowly increasing the quality of crops without needing to fertilize them, as well as Arata visiting to tell us that the beekeeping field is also ready to use. Just plant some flowers and or herbs and the bees will produce honeycombs on its own. On our farm we get our first and last harvest from the cherry tree for this season. Ramon visits us on day 32 as Felix told him to make sure we know about the festival that is coming up. Ramon notices that we have no clue what he is talking about and also mentions that we do not have any pets around. which is a big no-go for him, so he brought a couple for us so we can choose which one we would like to have, which I'm not going to turn down. Getting the option between a dog and a cat, we go for the dog as we have more big livestock. Ramon introduces us to a brown, black and white Shiba Inu. They are all very cute, but in the end we pick the black one, naming them Noah. Ramon makes sure that we are going to take good care of them, petting and training them daily. Only with training will they improve their herding skill, but it also increases the winning chances of the festival. And we really do need to do some training as Noah is only able to herd one animal right now. A new season means new bazaar trends as well. This time we get bouquets, green crops, mayonnaise and refreshing juices. But it also means new critters, changing to the ore spawning points and new forageables. We put down some of the wildflowers in order to get the bees working and run into Arata, who is working out. We ask what he is doing and he answers that he is practicing this one move, but that he is unable to land it as he is having some weird brain fog. He is going to take a bit of a break and wants to know us a bit better as well, asking us why we became a farmer. We just wanted to give it a shot. Arata takes that as that the farming life called out to us. He thought we would have been the same, taking over some family business, but that seems to not be the case. His father and grandfather are also martial artists, but he does not mind it as he still finds it fulfilling and wants to keep getting stronger. Arata gets hungry from all of this talking and thinking, saying break time is over and that he should really go get something to eat. We give Felix a birthday gift for him to be scolded by Sophie soon after, about breaking some dishes. Felix wants to help Sophie with some of the responsibilities around the house, but Sophie does not mind doing them as he is busy with being the mayor. But she does get worried what her father might do without her around if she gets married. Felix gets the shocker of his life and demands whom she is engaged to. But Sophie angrily fires back that she said, if. We interrupt suggesting that they should help each other. Sophie likes that idea and Felix agrees as well, creating some father and daughter time while doing chores and working. They thank us for the great idea and Felix gets his first task of not breaking any more dishes. Day 33 starts with giving Penny a lot of insects, raising her to level 12. We put some gemstones in the bazaar stock and back to some good old foraging it is. Day 34 is the day of the pet show. Everyone is gathered in the town center, so we talk to everyone and accidentally give Arata a fertilizer, but it seems he does not mind them. Everyone is really excited about seeing these cute pets in action, so we make haste and talk to Felix to get this show started. But it seems we need to talk to this dog person called Buvio. We enter with Noah and get introduced along with all the other competitors. We don't really have a good start, but we manage to pick it up and end with 110 points. Which is not enough for us to win, but we do get third place. Everyone is happy with the festival as the hard wave rolls through town once more. At the end of the day, it is time to herd the animals inside, but I am unable to find my sheep. Walking in circles until I decide to check my barn. It seems Noah has leveled up a bit and is now able to herd 2 animals. Day 35 is dedicated to sorting out what we are going to sell, with the windmill really working hard to provide us with mayonnaise, yogurt and yarn balls. The watering can and hoe gets upgraded to silver quality. We do some fishing and at the end of the day we grab our upgraded tools. We get a golden egg from one of our chickens on day 36 and after all of the farm work is done we make our way to the bazaar. No new stalls this week, so we are able to jump straight into selling. We put out some of our crops, gems, yarn and more, with just having some yogurt left at the end of the morning shift. All of these sales has made us 51,000, but we are not done yet. We buy the Mountain Sprite box from the Nature Sprites, the last bag expansion from Wilbur, and we buy all of the new summer seeds from Miguel, including some pet treats. More money is to be made from the afternoon bazaar, this time selling out of everything, earning another 41,000. With this money we decide to buy a Persian cat and call her Lily, some silver from Lloyd and the frying pan from Garen. The silver is put to use right away, upgrading our fishing rod and sickle to silver plus quality. The news about the Bazaar rank increase is a joy to my ears on day 37, as well as a joy to the villagers. Felix asks Diana what she thinks of our progress, which she meets with it meeting her expectations. She mentions that we did put in a lot of work, and Felix recognizes this and asks everyone to give us a big round of applause. Sonia thinks about the good old times as she has not seen this many visitors in forever. With Stuart jumping in that it was last like this when the previous farmer left. Diana overhears and would like to know more. Sonia gladly tells the tale, and it seems that the previous farmer was actually the mayor's mom, who juggled the farm work with her mayorally duties. Felix joins the conversation, telling that once she learned that Felix wanted to become a mayor, she just left and put the town in his hands. Felix took over her duties but was never able to find another farmer, thus losing their Bazaar reputation. After all of these years, Felix still has not gotten a word from her and has no clue where she could be. He wished he had somehow to reach her, and Diana thinks up one thing that he could do, to continue growing the Bazaar and having word spread across the world for her to hear. Felix becomes even more motivated to grow the Bazaar and asks all of the villagers to keep up the good work. The Silver Plus quality tools are ready, so we pick those up and head into the hotel. There are new visitors in town who would like to open a stall, one of them being Ronaldo. But he wants good wares in return, so he wants us to harvest 200 vegetables in order to show him the quality of Zephyr Town. Another merchant is Charles, who is looking to open a recycle stall in order of his company. But for that he needs some materials first. Back at home we give Ivy some more items, increasing her level to 16. Before making our way into town again, as Sophie also wants to open a stall. But she is not sure what she wants yet, asking us if we can give her some food to get her brain working. Isaac is ready to fix the last windmill for us, but he does want some proof that we actually need it, wanting us to make 100 things in the windmills that we have. Miguel also has a request for us, as we have been doing good at the Bazaar, but he wants to see more, requesting that we make 30,000 in sales. I mean, that is a low amount as of this part of the game, but sure. Another person thinking about opening a stall is Madeline. With all of the new visitors, they would surely like a place to rest and have some food, but she needs more ingredients. Day 38 is met with Felix apologizing for the intrusion. Well, that would be a first. He wants to introduce a new person that has arrived. This person calls himself Samir, and Felix is being a bit mysterious about him. He hopes for us to get along, as we are both fairly new and of the same age. Arata calls out to Samir, and it seems they know each other. Samir questions why Arata is here, and he explains that Samir's parents had asked it from him, which seems to not be a surprise to Samir at all. He asks where Arata has been staying, and we explain it. He is shocked to hear that Arata has been living in the mountains and demands Arata to move in with him. It seems Arata has no choice in this matter, but Felix is relieved to finally have Arata in a room. Visiting June's house, we see her and Sophie talking to each other, with Sophie reassuring that it is okay if June has trouble talking to people, which June thinks is easy to say for Sophie as people swarm around her. June notices a tear in our clothes and fixes it for us. Sophie beams that it looks amazing, but June thinks it is obvious to see where it has been fixed and that it won't do. She gets a basket of patches which she all made herself. She offers to make one for us, and we would like a farm-related patch, which she understands. Sophie compliments her, and June replies that she only recently started getting the inspiration from this little town. It seems everyone is in a socializing mood today, as Derek asked us what we would like to eat and was just about to recommend something when Jules walks in. Jules asks how things are going, and Derek replies with "fine, I guess." Jules does not really like that answer and tries to dig deeper, which Derek does not appreciate at all. Derek gets angry, asking if he really does look that helpless, and Jules apologizes and leaves, telling Derek to come straight home without detours. Derek gets back to cleaning and apologizes about the family stuff we witnessed. He knows snapping like that should not have happened. We say that he should show Jules that he can handle himself. Only then will Jules see that he can do stuff. He agrees and wants to start cooking, asking Madeline if she could teach him. finishing the day with some final socializing, leveling Ivy up to 20. On day 39 we enter Samir's room with him asking if we are lost, but we just want to hang out with him, which he does not seem to get. What do you mean you come all the way here just to see him? Only then he remembers us as the farmer. It seems he is fascinated and asks if we enjoy the work. We explain a bit about what we do and he would like to hear more, but only if we do not mind it. He thanks us for talking and he can clearly see the passion we have for our work, ending our conversation saying we are allowed to come back and talk some more. We continue the day as always, foraging around, ending the day with some fishing. We give the fish to Finley, getting his level up to 12. We walk into an empty barn on day 40, meaning that our pets can herd all the animals as of right now. Making our way to Sonia as she has a quest for us. She is craving some fish and wishes for us to get some for her. We give some more stuff to Ivy, increasing her to level 24, and meet up with Lloyd, who is asking for some wool, as he is trading with some other town. Gabriel is really, and I mean really hungry at the cafe. Derek asks if he is okay, but Gabriel reminds him of his promise about giving him some food. Derek agrees and brings him some lunch. Gabriel devours it and asks for more, which he gets an extra large portion, which disappears into his stomach yet again and asks for even more. Gabriel is full after some more food, thanking Derek. Derek gets the bill for all this food and he may not have a paycheck for a while. We give some honey to Honey, increasing their level to 4, and get the windmill running with some bouquets. Day 41 begins with a visit from Felix, talking about the animal show that is coming up. This animal festival is held every month and is divided into different ranks, starting with bronze and earning your way up. Winning the competition makes the worth of byproducts increase. If you want to participate, we just need to talk to him on the day off after 12 PM. We meet up with Lloyd to give him his requested wool and do some fishing, which are given to Sonia. The animal festival arrives on day 42, but we first go and visit Stuart, who asks us for some material so he can fix up the hotel. Time to go to the town center and talk to everyone around. We enter our cow in the competition, which gets judged by the same person that judged the pet festival. Uvio comes over to our cow and instantly falls in love, saying he may have found the top dog of this competition. With that being said, the results are not that much of a surprise anymore. We win the competition, receiving some delicious fodder seeds, a trophy, and Mumu is now able to reach 6-star quality milk. On to the bazaar on day 43. We try to put most of our processed items in the stock, but it is almost full because of the ores and gemstones. The morning shift goes really well due to the mentioned ores and gems, earning us 112,000. Money earned means money spent, and as the bazaar ranked up, the current stalls should have some new inventory. At Wilbur's we order a pasture field expansion, and from Arata we buy a new mushroom log. Some more silver is bought from Lloyd. A little detour from shopping as Madeline has a quest for us, asking that we show our cooking skills by cooking 10 times. Back to shopping at the Nature Sprites, as they have upgraded Sprite Box for sale. When purchased, you can use them to teleport back to your own storage at your house. We buy the Bazaar and Blue Windmill upgrades. Selling all of our products during the afternoon shift earns us another 24,000, using it to buy the pot from Garen. The silver ore is yet again used at the Blue Windmill to upgrade the hoe to silver quality. Results are in on day 44 and it should not be a surprise, but we did not rank up this bazaar. Isaac visits us at our farm and we do tell him the good news that we have made 100 items in the windmill, meaning he will fix the last one. With this last windmill we are able to process any gold animal product, make tea and other pickled vegetables. Freya is talking to Mina in the cafe, saying she needs a new hobby. Mina agrees and Freya is happy to hear that, as she wants to learn how to cook. Mina kinda agrees, saying Freya should search for someone else for the taste testing. Freya already has someone in mind, and that someone is us. Freya cooks up some curry and we taste it, saying it kinda tastes unique. Freya thanks us for trying to save her face, but Mina comes in with the brutal scolding, saying she is a terrible cook who doesn't what she wants to do without following the recipe. Mina apologizes, but she does feel like she should be honest in order to help her. Freya thanks her for her honesty and feels sorry for us that we needed to taste a horrible dish. Freya and Mina talk about some other hobbies that Freya could try out, coming to a conclusion about caring for animals, once again turning their attention to me, asking for help as I am a farmer. Mina also has a request for her own. She needs some mayonnaise, so she asks us to get some for her. Eric wants to send some fresh produce to his wife and asks us to provide some for him. We retrieve our upgraded hoe from the windmill and give Stuart the materials he needs to fix his hotel. Maple says that the duster might be something to her, just like our watering can is to us, challenging us to use the watering can 30 times. Diana is looking at the water fountain when the kids run up to her, asking her how they can become a cool grown-up. A cool grown-up could mean anything according to Diana, and yes, it does involve studying, as it can lead to many opportunities. The kids get overwhelmed already, and Diana consoles them that it is like the saying, work hard, play hard. The kids do get the play hard part, but the most important thing, according to Diana, is taking care of the things you love. Kevin shares what he loves, which is bugs, but it seems that Diana does not love bugs. We report to Miguel that we have met the goal he had given us, and the final tool is able to be upgraded to Silver Plus quality. Eric wants to talk to his daughter, asking how she is doing. June answers with a fine, I guess. The talk is a bit strained, and in the end Eric just wants to know if June is interested in someone. She is shocked about the question, and Eric says that she does not need to give an answer if she does not want to. He rethinks that at her age he and her mother got married. June answers that she will tell him if it ever happens. Eric gets into a panic and June calls back out to him, saying she said, "If." I am having a little deja vu right now. Eric gets emotional thinking about June walking down the aisle, and June scolds him for a bit, saying if he has time thinking about this stuff that he should rest instead, as he has been overworking himself. Well, hopefully this fresh produce will help Eric relax, and Mina gets her mayonnaise to help her with the finishing touches on her dish. Day 45 begins with a visit from Ramon, mentioning the equestrian park in town, and talks about the horse derby, which you can enter by owning a horse. He guesses that we do not have a horse, and guess what? He is right. Luckily for us, he has brought a couple along and he is willing to give us one for free. We get the choice between 4 horses and we pick the white one, naming them Maeve. Arata also visits, saying that the extra mushroom log has been made. We pick up the upgraded watering can from the windmill, cook up some cookies and give them to Sophie. With this food she can really think about a stall ID, and we will see what she comes up with at the next bazaar. Giving some mushrooms to Webby, which means he levels up to 16, and Honey gets some more honey, increasing her level to 8. We finally fish up the last medium fish required for Madeline's quest, so we quickly get some of the vegetables and give her her ingredients, making sure she will open her stall next bazaar. And we also let Maple know that we have completed her watering challenge. It is finally time to explore the equestrian park, taking our horse there to look around the area, forage, and catch insects. Wilbur visits in the morning of day 46, saying that the pasture upgrade has been finished, which means more room. We take care of our animals, water the plants, forage around town, buy a new dish from Madeline, and train our horse. Some more bugs are given to Penny, increasing her to level 16. We get woken up by a really creepy scene on day 47, announcing that there is going to be a hurricane. Luckily we have some windscreens in our storage, so we can set up the protective barriers. At the equestrian park we see Samir, who has a request. He saw a cat and is worrying about them, asking us to go and find it. The horse derby is also going to start, with us entering the bronze competition. Let's hope we will place a good time with only having been able to train once. We finish with 4,400 points, and apparently that is enough. Way more than enough to win the bronze trophy. The hurricane is here on day 48, making jumping with the wind very fast, but against it you practically stand still. And I really like the extra detail where our character holds her hand above her eyes. The mushrooms on the logs are done, and these nature sprites are not afraid at all. So Webby is right there, leveling him up to 20. Arata is starving again, asking us for some new cooked dishes for him to eat. The cat Samir saw is right behind the hotel. Even in this hurricane, it is still outside and also seems to be in good health. Our findings are reported back to Samir and he is relieved to hear the cat is fine. Clara asks us for some pickled vegetables. Laurie requests a bouquet, Nadine would like some bottled food, Felix wants us to give out some presents, and Jules has lost something that we need to find. Really, what will this town do without me doing their requests? Day 49 is a mining day. Because of the hurricane, there are random nodes of ore all around town, so we make good use of them. We meet up with Harold, but it seems he knows we are not there for him. Diana is currently out, but will be home soon, as he offers us a cup of tea while we wait. He thanks us for looking out for Diana, as this job is different for her and she has really set her heart on making sure it is going to work. Diana comes in and overhears our conversation and decides to join it as well, explaining a bit more in detail why she really wants this bazaar to work, saying she made a big mistake when she first started working, being sent to a town similar to ours but unable to revive the bazaar. She feels as though it was her fault that it did not work out. But at the same time, she knows there were many other factors at play. Nevertheless, with everything she learned throughout the years, she is dead set on making this bazaar work. The board also has requested some information about the selling points and potential of Zephyr Town, but she does not know what to tell them. We offer our help, which she declines, but appreciates nonetheless. Jules' lost item is right behind Gabriel's house and we upgrade our first tool to gold quality. Kevin gets scolded by his mom, but he defends that he was just having fun. Clara tries to get Kevin to stop doing these pranks, saying he should think about the feelings of the bugs as well. Kevin agrees and Clara is proud that she got through to him. A little while later, Kevin returns, telling his mom that he made up with the bugs and that they are going to hold a bug party. So he brought them home, so they all could have some snacks. Which is an absolute shocker to Clara. Back home we make the poached eggs and we have a bouquet ready for Laurie. We return Jules' items and give Arata his food. Guess what day 50 is? It is Bazaar Day. But we need to pick up our golden hatchet first. We have some new stalls to welcome to the bazaar. Sophie has come up with the idea to sell fruit saplings and Madeline has opened her little cafe. The morning shift ends with us making almost 57,000 and if you have been watching this far, you know what time it is, spending time. But Sylvia interrupts our money spending, asking us to get some bugs. Ramon sells a silky chicken, which I cannot pass on. Its name will be Cha. Actually, we buy two animals as there is also a brown cow, which will be given the name Brownie. At Felix we buy the real power technique, at the Nature Sprites we buy the Sprite boxes, a yellow windmill and equestrian park, and we buy all of the dishes at Madeline. Well, almost all. Luckily we still have the afternoon shift to go where we sell out of everything and make an extra 47,000. Buying the last dish is still needed and order another storage expansion from Wilbur. I finally figure out that I can jump across this river part and glide the last little bit to reach the other side. That took me a while. Felix arrives on day 51 to talk to us about the monthly crop contest that is being held in town. It works the same as the animal contest, with its ranks and quality levels. Next up is a visit from Wilbur to make the storage bigger again. Back to the bazaar for the results. We managed to get the goal for the stalls done, so we still need to work on the sales goal. Lloyd, Jules and Arata have met up next to the blue windmill. Lloyd and Jules ask Arata what his secret is to always being energetic and working on becoming stronger. Arata does not think there isn't anything special he does, so anyone can do it. He wants to show it to them, but they need to go to the mountains, as they just need to eat, sleep and train up there. And bathing can be done in the rivers. Arata asks if they are up to it, but they both refuse, saying they have learned a fair bit just listening. Lloyd mentions that he has a room at the hotel, but Arata says he does not, and just lives with Samir in his room. Saying the beds are a little bit too fluffy, but it is nice to have a roof when it rains and a warm bath to soak in. Day 52 is the day of the crop festival and lucky for us, the 5-star wheat harvest is done. We go through our festival standard of talking to everyone and enter our wheat in the competition. As it is this crop's first time, we start off in bronze. The person judging the crops is Matsuba. He takes a look at our crop and is delighted in what he sees, saying we already have a winner here, even though the results aren't out yet. Oh well, here they are. First place is us. meaning our wheat is now able to go to 6-star quality, and we receive some eggplant seeds and the bronze crop statue. We talk to Felix afterwards, as we have done his request of giving away 10 presents. The windmill is done with the bottled walnuts, giving them to Nadine. Day 53 starts with some cooking so we can complete Madeline's request, who wants us to cook 10 times. And we visit Ronaldo, as this morning's harvest got us over his requested 200 crops harvested goal. Sophie has a new request for us, and this time it is for some herbs, as her father used all that they had. Kevin does not think we are cool at all, as he has not seen us catching bugs. Have you not met me, Kevin? I catch bugs all the time. So we need to catch 10 critters in order to change that. As some proof we do catch bugs, we give Laurie her 5 ladybugs, finishing the day with giving Sophie her requested herbs, and show Kevin that we have caught the 10 bugs, and all of those have been caught in one day. We have a farming day on day 54, harvesting and watering the crops, petting all of the animals, brushing the big livestock and milking the cows. The pickled vegetables for Clara are done, so those are delivered to her. Derek has a new request for us, asking us for some good fresh juices. We give more honey to Honey, leveling her up to 12. On day 55 we are able to finish Charles' request, meaning the recycling stall will also open up. Day 56 start with our silky chicken all grown up. Kagetse has a request for us, asking if we can find something in the mountain that she has lost. It does not take long before we find it, so we immediately return it to her. Samir and Arata are in their shared hotel room. Samir asks that Arata tells the truth and that Samir's father had sent Arata there. Arata confirms, but that it is not that serious and was just asked to watch Samir's back. It was a request that Arata could not decline, which Samir understands, but also feels like he was too naive to think he got a chance at freedom. Arata tries to cheer Samir up by saying he is not here to report or to spy on Samir. Samir apologizes to Arata, but he does not mind it, and in a place like this, Samir will not need bodyguards. Samir fires back that Arata is still obligated to listen to his orders, which includes bathing in a bath and not in the rivers. Arata is gutted by the order. He does mention that this place will be good to Samir, as he is able to really be himself. Finishing the day with leveling Finley to level 16. The bazaar is in on day 57 and this one should be good. But before we will know that, there is something else needed to be done first. Felix introduces the new stalls and we wish them good luck. The morning shift begins as we sell some of our produce, cooked dishes, gemstones and accessories, selling out and making 60,000. We do have some more accessories, a gemstone and processed produce for the afternoon shift. But let us check out the stalls. At Ramon we decide to breed our silky chicken. We check out the recycle star, but we need junk for that. I have been selling most of that. Reminder for the future, I guess. And Ronaldo sells some new crops and mushroom seeds. We buy the minor storage upgrade at Garen's, keeping our items in the storage fresh for a little while longer. We also sell out at the afternoon shift, making another 102,000. We buy another field expansion from Wilbur and a couple of tree seeds from Sophie. Garen is back at our door on day 58 for the job we ordered, making our storage keep items fresh longer. We are so close to ranking up the bazaar again, next time for sure. We cook some honey into honey juice, which was requested by Derek, and the golden watering can is done. Wilbur is done with the second field expansion on day 59 and our brown cow has grown up. On day 60 we catch a new critter and level Ivy to 28 and Webby to 24 on day 61. Cha the silky chicken gives birth to Chi on day 62 and we take back all of the wildflowers and herbs from the beekeeping field. Day 63 means fall is here, which again means new trends for the bazaar, new critters and new forageables. The fishing rod gets upgraded to gold. Kagetsu is praying at her shrine. She is wondering about something. All of her gifts have been brilliant, but do we have so many things that we can just give them to her? With our answer being that the items are gotten with her in mind. She deduces that the brilliance she has seen in these gifts should be from the sincerity that we put in them. We ask her to go with us so she can see the beauty of the world, but she declines, saying she is not to neglect her duties. We pick up the golden fishing rod on day 64 before making our way to the bazaar. Our stock is filled with gems, accessories, some processed items and crops. All of it gets sold, earning 148,000. But as usual, we still have some items ready to be sold for the afternoon shift. We buy the beekeeping expansion from Arata, a whole bunch of new autumn seeds from Miguel, new tree seeds at Sophie's, some more seeds at Ronaldo's, some new cooked dishes from Felix, and the Sprite box upgrades for the mountains. The afternoon shift comes and goes, selling out yet again and making an extra 48,000. Quickly visiting Garen and ordering the high soil upgrade for the fields. Ending the day late, making sure all of the new seeds are planted and watered. Felix is back at our door on day 65, telling us about the 2-day cooking competition, with one day focusing on main dishes and the other on desserts. Felix also announces that we have met the goal and the Bazaar has reached the regional Bazaar rank. Felix thinks the world's glory is just a stone's throw away, but Diana interjects that it won't be as easy as we are now competing with Bazaars around the globe. Felix is not shy of a challenge, and Diana does think it is possible with how things have been going for the town. They both acknowledge us for the growth, but remind us to not overdo ourselves. Harold rushes in saying that there is a letter for Felix, which is not to be opened until the Bazaar reaches national rank. Felix immediately recognizes that the letter must have come from his mother, and that she must believe the Bazaar should be able to get to national level because of the note. Getting even more determined to get to the next rank as soon as possible. With the rank up comes new merchants that want to sell at this Bazaar. Felipe heard about us from his little brother Ramon and can't stay behind. But he wants to know our work ethic and will only open up a stall if we have made 200,000 in one Bazaar day. Rich wants to open a stall where people can win prizes, but he does not have the materials, asking us to get them for him. The sickle gets the golden upgrade and some more accessories get produced at the blue windmill. Penny is leveled up to 20 and at the end of the day there are enough materials to upgrade the hoe to gold as well. Clara also wants to open a stall where she sells her cookings, but before she can do that she needs to have some cooking inspiration, asking us to cook 100 times. Isaac also has a request, but he just wants to give his wife a beautiful gift in the form of 5 gems. Luckily for him, we already have some in our hand, giving them without question and receiving our first Wonderful. Wonderfuls can be used in the windmills and depending on the color have different effects. I am sure we will be able to get some more in the future. This blue one reduces the time it takes to process, so I decide to put it in the blue windmill. Day 66 and Felix is back again, this time with a new person in tow. We recognize her voice and that is not without Phil. She is the voice on the radio. As her work has been draining her, she needed a break from the city, settling on this little town called Zephyr. Arata also visits, informing us that the upgrade to the beekeeping field is done. And lastly, Garen informs us that the soil quality upgrade has also been completed. Everyone is gathered in the town center again as it is the first day of the cooking contest. In the end I was able to make some eggs over rice, but we are up against some really great cooks. Pierre is the judge, which is fair as he is a gourmet chef. He judges everyone's dishes and announces the winner to be Sophie, with us finishing in 3rd place, receiving some cooked rice. The golden sickle and hoe are done and I finally find this jumping glide spot in the mountains. And look at that ore! Are there more places available which I have not discovered yet? Chi the silky chicken has grown up on day 67. And we cook up some soy milk pudding for the cooking festival of today. We talk to everybody yet again, but it seems that Gabriel has an art block again and would like some fruit to get out of it. Our cooked dish is given to Felix for Pierre to judge and we get 3rd place again, receiving some wheat flour. At the end of the day, we plant some flowers up in the mountains at the beekeeping field. Day 68 is a rainy day, so let us check in on the animals. Petting them all, carrying the chickens, brushing the big livestock, milking the cow, and getting the meal. Ivy is leveled up to 32 and Webby reaches 28. Ju knows what kind of patch she wants to make for us, but she does ask us to get the materials for it, and the watering can gets upgraded to golden plus quality. With the friendship boost from the 2 festival days, we have new socializing scenes to go on day 69. First is Lloyd in his house, looking over his items. We ask what he is doing and he replies that he is repacking as he can hit the road at any time. We get a little shock and he apologizes as he may have used some poor words. The repacking is just part of his routine as he is a traveler. He feels like he has overstayed here in Zephyr Town, as he has never been into a town for this long. We tell him directly that we want him to stay. We do not mince our words and he has been asked before in other towns as well, but hearing it come from us does hit harder. He apologizes, saying he needs to continue packing, that talking to us makes him forget about work and that he will make some time for us in the future. Jules, Diana and Derek are talking about rumors that they have heard about a different bazaar. They see us and would like to talk to us as well, but that they have also summoned the mayor. Once Felix arrives, we get to know that there has been another bazaar that has shot up in the rankings recently and that Felix's mother may have a hand in the quick rise of the bazaar. Felix is shocked and Derek intervenes that it is also great news, as he now knows where she is. Felix wants to leave immediately, but is stopped by Jules, saying that Felix does not have any idea why she left. She has not spoken about it, so she must have written it down in the letter, meaning we should make the goal of National Bazaar first. We pick up the Golden Plus watering can and put all kinds of items into the bazaar stock. June gets her materials on day 70 and we fill up the bazaar stock even more. Day 71 is the bazaar day. The existing sellers should have new upgrades and or items, and we have now 3 selling tables to use at our own stall. With all of the ores, processed items and accessories, we easily make 173,000. But the old saying still applies. Money made is money spent, so we buy the extra barn upgrade from Garen and the equestrian box upgrade from the sprites. Our stall gets a little bit of redecorating with all of the gifted decor that we have gotten so far, and with that we start the afternoon shift, with more crops, ores and processed items, finishing with another 70,000 made, from which 5,000 came from the decor bonuses. We immediately go to Philippe. He acknowledges us and will open a stand at the next bazaar. We buy the last kitchen upgrade, the oven at Garen's, order another storage upgrade from Wilbur, buy an olive tree seed from Sophie, and some new seats at Ronaldo and Miguel. Day 72 starts with Wilbur visiting us to upgrade the storage and Felix giving the bazaar results. Honey is leveled up to 16 and we put some more flowers down to eventually get more honey. The fishing rod is upgraded to Gold Plus. Samir has some visitors on day 73 who ask him a lot of questions. Samir looks to be in a bit of a pinch, so we step in and talk to the kids for a bit. The children apologize for being too nosy, but Samir also apologizes for not really having any experience with people. Sonia ushers the kids away, saying it will be their bedtime soon, and Samir is relieved. It is not that he minds speaking to them, just that they remind him of his younger sister. Sonia asks if they were close, but Samir answers that that was difficult, as all of his free time was taken up by studies and lessons. Sonia just knew he had a sibling, as he has the kindness and gentleness of one. Samir replies that he has multiple siblings and apologizes that the conversation is all about him, but all of us are just glad to get to know him a bit more. The upgraded fishing rod is ready, we give the requested fruits to Gabriel, and Honey reaches level 20. Garen announces that the barn expansion is done on day 74, and it is not an expansion, it is a brand new barn. Day 75 is the day the sickle gets upgraded to Gold Plus, which is picked up on day 76. The Animal Festival returns on day 77, entering the town in a magnificent way of getting stuck on this giant umbrella. Yes, I have no idea what to call this in English. Luckily, the game does teleport me to a safe space after a little while. Diana asks for some vegetables as she wants to make a curry for her brother. Good thing we have the Sprite box, so we can give it to her right away. We enter our first chicken Chi into the competition, who is up against 3 big cows. I do have to say, my sweet little Chi looks the cutest among them all. Rufio is back for judging and just moments later announces us as the winner. Now our chickens are able to produce 6-star eggs and we receive some delicious fodder seeds. Back on our farm, the normal chickens are put in the new barn in preparation for the bazaar, which is happening on day 78. Something new that will be sold is a bunch of egg and milk cooked recipes, as we are working on the 100 meals cooked challenge. But all of the other stuff is just the same old, but in higher quantity. The hoe gets upgraded on our way to the bazaar, and at the bazaar we give the new stall a warm welcome before beginning the morning shift. The morning shift ends earning 179,000, visiting Felipe to see what he is selling, and he has the other wonderfuls, but we leave them be. At Ramon's we order a breeding for our chicken, at Madeline's we buy the new dishes, and at Garen's we order the bathroom upgrade so we can get more stamina back when taking a shower. The afternoon is still very busy, earning us another 162,000, ordering another storage expansion from Wilbur. The hoe upgrade is done after the bazaar ends, so that is picked up. On day 79, the upgrade to the bathroom is completed by Garen, and Wilbur finishes another expansion to the storage. Felix announces the results and we are crawling towards the next rank. Penny reaches level 24, Honey is leveled up to 18, and Webby gets to 32. Maple is apologizing to Stuart on day 80, but he says that she has helped him. That in times like this she needs to keep her head up and to not worry about it. Maple is not convinced though. She walks away and Stuart tells us that there was just a little mishap. Asks if we may want to check in on Maple. Maple explains that she made a huge mess when doing the laundry by using too much detergent, causing the whole laundry room to be filled with foam. She is considering moving home as her family has been asking her about it, and that it may be time for her to give up. We try to cheer her up by saying that she should just do what she loves. She agrees and gets her spirits back up again, but also says that she does not want to be a burden to Sonia and Stuart too much, but that she will try her best for them. Laurie and Sylvia both get presents for their birthday, a new critter is caught, and Ivy reaches level 36. Day 81 is a simple day of taking care of the animals and doing a lot of foraging. Another visit from Felix on day 82 telling us about the annual juice festival. Basically the same as the tea festival, but this time with juice. Felix gives us a grape juice to help us this year as it is our first time, but we are able to make our own already. Nonetheless, free stuff is great. At the Red Windmill we make the windmill tent, the windmill churn and start the accessories needed for the jewelry stand. We want all of the stall decor eventually. Chi gives birth to Chi-Chi on day 83. The first decor pieces are ready to grab and with that we head to the town center. This time it is Eric that prepared all the food and drinks that everyone had contributed to the festival. We see Gabriel and Sophie talking about the picture of the mayor while we are just peacefully enjoying our drink and food. Eric thanks us in the end, saying that the juice we brought was quite a success. The accessories are ready, so it is time for the last stall decor at the Red Windmill. Day 84 starts with cooking up some more warm milk for the 100 cooked dishes quest. But on our way to Clara we get stuck in a conversation between two tourists who are almost fighting about what is right. Milk first or milk last when making tea? My opinion is milk after. One of the tourists is glad, but the other one gets a bit angry. Arata jumps in as he has seen everything happen and tries to settle the matter, saying if the order really matters that much. Which the tourists are not happy to hear. Arata offers a sip of his own drink, which is the local milk. The tourists do like the taste. Arata mentions that if your mood is foul, the milk would be too. So appreciate what you have. After the tourists leave, Arata asks us if we are okay. And that with the town becoming more of a hotspot that there would be more incidents like this. We thank him, but he waves it off, saying he is used to putting out these kinds of fires. Arata is glad he trains as hard as he does. He used to train just for the sake of it, but after talking to us, that did not feel right. And he may have found an answer to why he trains as hard now. After the ordeal, we finally make our way to Clara, informing her that we have finished her challenge. With that, she has enough inspiration for opening her own stall. We finish the day by picking up the jewelry stand, and we level Ivy up to 40. Day 85 is Bazaar Day yet again and starts with introducing Clara as the new seller. Our stock is filled with all kinds of gems and the warm milk, and the stall gets a bit of love. We make about 208,000 during the morning shift, as we fill up the stock yet again for the afternoon. At Garen's we purchase another freshness upgrade for the storage, we buy a buffalo calf who gets the name Buffy, and breed our silky chicken Cha. The upgraded Sprite boxes for the red and yellow windmill and Zephyr Town are purchased, and we buy all of the new dishes from Clara before beginning the afternoon shift, which ends at us making 127,000. ordering another beekeeping field upgrade. Freya is not that bothered by the bazaar, but she does want to get some cooking inspiration as to know what a high quality dish is. So she asks us to get one for her. Garen works on the upgrade we ordered and Felix announces the results on day 86. He is happy to announce that the bazaar has reached the national rank. Everyone else is also happy, mentioning that they came a long way. Diana reminds Felix that we have reached the rank specified by his mother, thus opening the letter. The letter explains why she went away, saying she wanted Zephyr Town to flourish, but in order for that to happen she needed the young folk to step up, which would not have happened if she stayed around, ending the letter that they may meet again when the bazaar is on the lips of everyone in the world. Felix is yet again inspired by his mama's words, and everyone is excited as well. June reminds that she is now involved in another bazaar, and Sophie mentions that Grandma was never the person to sit still. Felix suddenly starts sneezing, with Sophie joking that Grandma is talking about him. Freya gets her 1-star main dish for her request, and Harold mentions he has lost something that he borrowed from Diana. We do find his lost item that night, but I also figure out that you can jump across this lake in the mountains where more mining nodes are. Do I know of all the places now, or am I still missing some? Day 87 begins with a visit from Arata saying the beekeeping field has been upgraded. We give Harold his lost item and then it is time for the crop festival. We enter the wheat yet again, but this time in the silver category, as it is now quality star 6. Matsuba is back for the judging and our crop is sparkling in the sun. Guess who is going to win this round? It is us again, meaning we are now able to make 7-star wheat. Receiving some sweet potato seeds and getting the silver crop trophy with a hard wave to finish the festival. Lloyd, Sophie and Felix are in the kitchen on day 88, with Felix saying his cooking skill will put masters to shame. Lloyd quietly asks Sophie if Felix was that good at cooking, which she denies. Felix shows his secret weapon, a book called A Super Sizzling Success, Your Kitchen Like a Pro, which he found at the bazaar. It is also not an ordinary book, as it comes with an exclusive bonus item, a super sizzling tool. Lloyd takes a look at the book, asking the mayor if he knows that this is only volume 1 of 40, which are published every 3 months, meaning you have to buy these books for 10 years for it to be completed. Felix is gutted to hear this, but Sophie is just glad about his enthusiasm. Felix is back on day 89 to talk to us about the Pumpkin Festival, which is a festival where you give kids some sweet treats, which are made on day 90. Before that though is the birth of our newest chicken called Cha-Cha. Not knowing how this festival worked, we gave the kids the prepared puddings when they were standing outside our house. But that is not how this works. The kids will eventually enter your house, which triggers a scene when you enter as well. Then you need to give the sweets to them. So we make some more cookies in our haste, adding that you only need to prepare 2. One for Kevin and one for the twins. With finally having all of the materials, it is time to give them to Rich so he can open up his stall. And Penny reaches level 28. On day 91 we get a pop-up saying something is going to happen tomorrow, but we get to choose if we want that. If we choose the story, then the bazaar would not happen. My storage is an absolute mess already, and not having the bazaar means no selling, which means more mess, but I do want the story to continue. So I guess it is no bazaar this week. We catch our first guardian fish, but the game decides we can get some more, so we catch 3 in a row, giving them to Finley so he reaches level 20. Sophie is at our door on day 92 with a request to help her run the entire bazaar today as Felix has fallen ill. The sneezing was not because someone was talking about him. We agree to help, head to the bazaar and are met with other people helping out as well. The bazaar goes on without any problem while we help visitors get around. At the end of the day, everyone is impressed by what the mayor does on these kinds of days, as they are all exhausted from running around. We all make our way to Felix to tell him the bazaar was a success, but it seems he had other visitors already. Felix is truly loved by the people in this town. But he says he is worthless, saying his mother could juggle both her mayoral duties and farm work, while he can't even handle being the mayor. Samir interrupts, saying that the most important part is guiding the people, and if those people are happy to lend their help, then he is doing a fine job. Everyone else also cheers him up with their words, and Freya arrives with a new letter from his mother. congratulating him on reaching the national rank and telling us that the new town she settled in also has a bazaar. She resisted at first, but in the end could not help herself and is now mentoring the young people over there. With her being back in the bazaar business, she heard the news about Zephyr Town, saying that he has found a team that is doing well. Zephyr Town is all Felix now, which means that they are rivals, but also saying that to keep her interested, we should reach the World Bazaar level. Felix jumps out of bed, totally fired up from the ladder, and wants to reach the world rank as fast as possible, ending with a loud sneeze and being put back to bed by his daughter Sophie. We get woken up on day 93 to the ominous radio announcement of a blizzard arriving tomorrow. And Felix, who seems to be better, announces the results, which, surprise surprise, have not changed at all. The trees are uprooted and the fields are empty as it is the last day of fall. And Buffy has grown into an adult. At the bazaar we meet Destiny, who wants to open a stall as a fortune teller, but he needs to see 1 million in sales before opening. Nadine, being inspired by Clara I suppose, has also decided that she wants to open a food stall, but she needs some more ingredients, which we will need to get for her. We give Honey a lot of honey, having her go from level 30 to 40 in an instant. Jules says to leave the housework to him and that Derek should just focus on himself. Derek does not like this. How long will Jules see him as a kid? He lashes out, saying that Jules should stop pretending to be a parent and to just get off his back. Jules looks defeated. Derek apologizes, but Jules says he is sorry and steps out for a bit. Derek sees us, comes over and explains that he just wanted to say that he does not need to rely on Jules doing everything anymore, asking us to go to him and try to cheer him up. Jules apologizes, knowing he looks overbearing, but that he does not know how else to approach these situations. We mentioned that they both have come a long way and Jules agrees, saying that Derek now worries about him, meaning he has grown up as well. He thanks us for showing this to him and asks if Derek is still angry, which he is not. Day 94 is the first day of winter as well as the day of the blizzard. We brave the storm to take care of the animals and check the new trends for this season. Gemstones and accessories are a great thing to see. Nothing really happens on day 95 and 96, so we are back to the good old ways of taking care of our animals, foraging, mining, fishing, and processing items in the windmills. The white windmill churn is made in the blue windmill on day 97 and Samir wants us to catch some grasshoppers as he wants to look at their eyes. It is also the day that the pet festival returns. Let's see how we are going to do this time. Noah has gotten a lot more training since the last competition, and so do we, acing this time around, achieving a score of 435 points, which is enough for the number 1 spot. Receiving some pet food and a pet trophy. Sophie is in the town center on day 98 as she has just been looking for us, asking us to come over as her father has made some pastries and would like us to try them, suggesting that they should be fine as they at least look like they should. We taste the pastries, but our faces say 1,000 words. We try to comfort Felix and say that these were made with love, which is undeniable, but does not mean it automatically tastes great. But these cookies are still an improvement. And Felix also acknowledges that doing housework has increased his mayorally knowledge as well. Sophie asks how those two are related and Felix answers that he has now more insight in the daily lives of the people who live in this town. Sophie thanks us for visiting and says we are welcome back at any time. Derek is busy cooking and greets us. Jules walks in saying to us that he is not sure if Derek should be in the kitchen and asking if we should do something about it. We answer that Derek will be fine and Derek agrees, saying he is done and that Jules should sit down for a bite. Jules is mesmerized by Derek's cooking and asks where he has learned to cook like this. Derek answers that he has been learning from Madeline. Jules apologizes for being overbearing all the time, but he hopes Derek knows it is because he cares about him. Derek apologizes as well about making Jules worry so much about him, and they both thank us for helping them grow, with Jules mentioning we are a positive influence on Derek. also mentioning how he talks about us all the time. Derek turns shy and thanks us for coming, saying we are welcome back at any time. Having caught 10 grasshoppers, we make a visit to Samir, showing them to him. Day 99 has arrived, which is the bazaar, and we have a lot of stuff to sell as I have been struggling with the inventory this past week. Rich is introduced to everyone, giving him a warm welcome. Just take a look at this crazy stock inventory, and it is not even everything. We spruce up our stall a bit more, and then it is a go for the morning shift. With the help of the nature sprites, we are able to finish with 583,000 made in sales. Stocking up the stall yet again, we buy some new dishes from Clara, order another storage upgrade from Wilbur, buy the new winter seeds from Miguel and Ronaldo, get the Ultra Sow and Ultra Harvest techniques from Felix, buy a new cat whose name is Milo, a brown alpaca named Alpi, and breed Shah again at Ramon's. With the last stop being the nature sprite, buying several stall decors as well as all the gliders available. The afternoon shift finishes with us selling out of all our products, making another 84,000. Day 100 has arrived, and with that we also get a visit from Wilbur, who will once again be upgrading our storage. Felix announces the results and we are just a bit more than a quarter on the way to the world rank. But we also need those last 2 stalls unlocked, which we are still working on. Our pets get trained, the animals are brushed, petted, carried and milked. No shearing for today. The crops we have do not need to be watered as it is snowing. The windmills are put to work and we get around to forage and mine, eating some of the dishes along the way for their energy and learning the recipes at the same time, ending the day looking at the peacefully sleeping animals. Day 101 starts with a visit from Felix informing us about Hearth Day, a romance day where you can give hot meals to marriageable candidates, and giving us 3 hot pots to give away. Arata informs us that the 3rd mushroom log is done. The materials for the orichalcum hatchet are finally gathered, so that is made in the yellow windmill, and we catch a new fish. Day 102 is the day of the Heart Festival. Even though Felix gave us some hot pot, I noticed that I could make an egg dish for it as well. So I made 12 to give one to every marriage candidate and even got some cooked dishes in return, which a lot of them I did not have yet. Gabriel visits our farm on day 103 asking us for a favor, saying we were right before and that he just needs to keep creating to get out of the slump. So he has been creating a lot of things, but he wants to do something, and that is sketch us while we work. We allow him to do so, which he appreciates, saying he thought of it last night and was so excited about it that he could not sleep. Gabriel stays back and just wants us to do our own usual work on the farm. It turned out this was just the drawing exercise he needed, and mentions that the town has been feeling a lot more colorful lately, which he credits to us, as it came to be when we moved in. Gabriel says he finally knows where to take his next art piece, wanting to go home and work on it immediately. Kagetse has a request for us. Even though she does not want to mingle with worldly affairs, she is craving for our cooking and asks us to give her some side dishes. Hearing this, we run home, cook some baked sweet potatoes and give them to her. At the Blue Windmill we catch the barbel steel, and at the dock under June's house we catch the dark sleeper. Chal was born on day 104, we caught the bagworm moth and a new fish, the snakehead. The orichalcum hatchet is finally done, so we pick that up as well. Day 105 is the day of the animal festival. We enter with Mumu in the silver comp and end up winning, meaning that our cows are now able to make 7-star milk. It is also June's birthday, so we give her a homemade tea. Day 106 is a bazaar day, but we get woken up once again to the ominous message of a blizzard. So some windshields are quickly made in the red windmill. This bazaar was used to clean up the storage a bit. And with that we end the morning shift with 92,000 made. At Wilbur's we buy another storage upgrade, and at Ramon we buy a lamb called Wulu, breed our chicken Chi, and buy Lino the dog. We do the draw at Rich a couple of times, but then it is back to the afternoon shift, ending with 288,000 made, which is enough to get the request from Destiny done. The windscreens are done, so they get put down around the fields. The blizzard hits on day 107, but that does not stop Wilbur from upgrading our storage. It also does not stop the bazaar results. We are a little over halfway done money-wise, but the stall still says we need 2, which is not correct as we did get the quest from Destiny done yesterday. And today we have all the ingredients for Nadine's stall completing her request. Lloyd has a request saying he wants an ancient fish fossil. Sadly, our efforts to catch one did not work, but we do give all the fish to Finley, increasing him to 24. On day 108, Honey reaches level 44. And Diana stands in the town center on day 109, but it seems she is not feeling well. At first she does not admit it, but when she does, she collapses. Diana is not happy that she got herself sick and that she should have paid more attention to her own body, saying her self-care hasn't been up to par for the last few months. We encourage her to take a break, which she agrees to, but she does have trouble taking breaks. Diana immediately reminds herself that the selling points report has not been submitted yet, but she has no more time to think about work as Felix bursts in the room, asking her if she is alright and saying she should take care of herself, and giving something nutritious to eat. Diana cannot believe Felix went through all that trouble for her when Mina comes in. She brings some snacks for Diana that she can eat if she feels like it and wishes her a good recovery. Mina is not even out of the door and Clara is already there, saying that even though Diana is young, she should not overdo herself. Diana apologizes for worrying everyone, which Clara dismisses as Diana is part of the town and everyone takes care of one another. And they also recognize all the work she has done for them. Seeing the kindness of everyone in town, Diana is motivated to work even harder, but she catches herself already thinking about work. Diana promises us that she is going to rest and we leave immediately overhearing a conversation between Harold and Lloyd. Apparently the next shipment is going to be late and Lloyd asks Harold to inform the mayor about it. Harold thinks up an idea to use his carriers, which Lloyd would appreciate. He also compliments Harold, saying he will have to take a page from Harold's book if he wants to run his business so well. This time Harold thanks Lloyd for the kind words. It seems Diana is already better as she has something to say to Harold. It seems he did the laundry but used the wrong detergent. Diana already did the rewash and says that Harold should not forget his clothes before going home. Harold apologizes to Lloyd for seeing the family stuff. Lloyd notices that Diana and Harold are pretty close. Harold explains that they have lost their parents young, so they stuck together. It was a tough time for Diana, and because of that she always worked hard to get to be independent at a young age. Lloyd mentions that Harold must also have been a good role model for her to come so far. But Harold does not think so, as he needed to work from a young age and leave Diana alone more than he would have liked. All he can do is to try and make places like Zephyr Town better for young people to live in. Lloyd says Harold should not sell himself short and that he is a good example for all the people in town. Arata gets a hot milk for his birthday on day 110 and it is also the horse derby. We can only enter the bronze category, but I am struggling. My horse is going too fast as I am almost jumping over 2 hurdles at a time and missing a few bells along the way. But the results show that we did manage to win first place, winning some horse treats and being able to do the silver course next year. Day 111 starts with the birth of Chill. And a visit from Samir asking us if we are free as he is thinking of taking a walk and asks us if we want to go with him. We agree and he thanks us for taking the time to walk with him as he knows how busy we are, mentioning that he sees the town in a different light when we are with him. In town we meet Isaac, who warns us that it is going to be windy and to be careful. A little while later we see Nadine and the twins. Samir asks if they are out shopping, which Nadine confirms. Sylvia notices and teases that we and Samir are really close and Laurie adds on that we are cute. Nadine scolds the girls a tiny bit but also says that it is lovely to see Samir and us being out together. Samir mentions that shopping as a family is an unfamiliar concept but it is heartwarming to see. Madeline notices us and gives us something to eat. Samir thanks Madeline and we go off to sit on a bench to eat Madeline's cooking. Noting that the food is delicious, Samir opens up that everyone in this town is so kind and that back at his home he could never have spoken to people like he does here in Zephyr Town, which he blames himself for. Samir is glad that he is in Zephyr Town and thanks us for walking with him, saying he would like to spend some more time with us. Arata requests that we catch a guardian fish, and entering Gabriel's house we see him looking at the statue he is making, when Lloyd and June also walk in. They would like to take a look at Gabriel's art. Gabriel lets them, but would like to know why they want to. June mentions that she and Lloyd have been talking. Lloyd adds that art and style differs depending on where you are in the world. June interrupts that Lloyd just wants to see if different things sell well, but Lloyd is genuinely curious as well. Lloyd and June look around, and after a while Gabriel asks what they think of his art. Lloyd says that they have a fresh look and a local charm to them. June adds that Gabriel's use of color and composition is all beautiful and that she has learned a lot. Gabriel does not know what to say, getting all these compliments. Lloyd asks June if she is working on something, but June denies it and says she is just studying design. Gabriel would love to see her work, but she refuses, saying they are nothing special. So what's the point of looking as it is not good? Gabriel says that good or not good does not matter and that it is all subjective. Lloyd mentions that Gabriel gets pretty passionate when it comes to art. Gabriel apologizes for getting a bit loud. June agrees to show her work as a thank you for letting her look at Gabriel's, but she would also like to hear Gabriel's opinions and Lloyd would love to tag along. The rest of the day is spent fishing, hoping to get a guardian fish, but alas, we did however get a new fish, the willow shiner, for the collection. Day 112 has us trying for a guardian fish again, and this time succeeding, catching a koi. We immediately run to Arata, completing his request. At June's house we see her and her father talking, with June saying that she does not know what to do. Eric assures her that it is not a decision to make lightly and that it is normal to be hesitant. But he will always support her, whatever her decision will be. We walk up to them and Eric notices us, mentioning that June should talk to us for a little while, as an outsider perspective could make all the difference. June talks about the fact that she got a letter from her mom inviting June to live with her to study fashion design. It seems her mom is a fashion designer as well. Eric tells why he and June's mother live separately. It is because he loves her. June is shocked because how can you live separately when you love each other? Eric notes that June is right and that he misses his wife a lot, but he wishes for her and for June to be in a place where they feel at home. June's mother wanted to focus on her career and Eric wanted to see her chasing her dreams. So after a lot of talking, they came to the decision to live separately. Eric knows that June has been struggling with their decision and still wonders if they made the right choice. Eric urges us to talk it over a bit while he will make some tea. June says she had no idea that that was the reason for their living arrangements, and that she still does not know how to choose. We mentioned that she should follow her heart, which she is a little surprised by. She thanks us for talking, saying she needs a bit more time to think, though she may already know the answer. Day 113 is another bazaar day. Nadine and Destiny are introduced as new sellers by Felix, and as usual we give them a warm welcome to the bazaar. The morning shift is cut short as we are late, but we did manage to make 159,000 in sales. We check out Nadine's stand, which sells a whole bunch of new recipes, which we of course have to buy. At Wilbur's we order another storage upgrade. At Miguel's we buy 54 of one kind of flour, as there is a title I would like to get in a couple of days. We breed Buffy at Ramon's, and lastly we go to Destiny, whom reads our future, giving us a buff of more quantity sales at this bazaar. Which is really handy as I am cleaning out my storage of all the doubled crops I have. With that, the afternoon shift finishes with 283,000 made. At Ronaldo we buy some more mushroom seeds, and at Felipe we buy the purple Wonderstone, which unlocks new items when put in a windmill. Wilbur is back on day 114 to upgrade the storage, and Felix has the results, only 450,000 more in sales to go. Freya is on our farm ready to start her gardening journey. We teach her to use the seeds, soils and pots. Freya notes that gardening is harder than it looks. It seems she likes gardening as it is a change of pace. All left to do now is to wait until new life begins to grow. She does wonder if she added enough fertilizer or if she gave it enough water, and is also thinking if she should have thought about proper airflow. Freya says she has done all she could for now, but she has never done this and the sweet little seeds are depending on her. She sighs and says that she just needs to be more patient, which is also something she could do for her own. She mentions that life has felt rushed lately, with a constant nagging feeling that she should do more in order to make her life perfect, but she does see that if she rushes towards the goal that she will risk missing out all sorts of things along the way. Freya thanks us and says she will take good care of the little plant, while also asking if it is okay to come over again another time. Wilbur has a request that we have to bathe 5 times and the rest of the day is spent fishing, trying to get the fish fossil from Lloyd, but it was in vain. All the caught fish are given to Finley, increasing its level to 28. Day 115 is the day of the crop festival, where we enter with a 5-star carrot in the bronze division and also win it. The whole flower field is done growing on day 116, granting us a title from which the reward shall come tomorrow, and Chill has grown up. Webby gets more mushrooms, increasing its level to 36, entering Miguel's store to buy some pet food while Mina also walks in. It seems the cafe is out of coffee and she asks if Miguel may have some. Miguel seems to be caught off guard and goes looking for some coffee, but he brings back some wheat flour. Second time's the charm? Nope, he gets her some tea. Third time is right, he finally gets the coffee. Mina seems worried as it is a high quality coffee and she is unable to afford it. Miguel shouts that the coffee is free. Mina thinks she did not hear it right, which Miguel says it is free on the house and that she can take it. Mina thanks Miguel for the coffee and together we walk outside. She comments on the fact that Miguel is always busy, talking and selling so fast that she cannot keep up, while also mentioning that as Miguel gave her the coffee for free, it must mean that they are almost expired and that she should better use them fast. Miguel comes out just as Mina walks away, being full on in love, talking about Mina's smile that is brilliant as the sun and that the gesture of giving away the coffee must have conveyed his feelings to her. Miguel has a request for some materials in order to fix his house a bit, moving onwards to Maple, who seems to have messed up again. We want to cheer her up, so we need to make her a 3-star dessert. Later at night we are back at Miguel to give him his requested materials, and we give a 4-star pudding to Maple. When she realizes all she needed to cheer up was being with us, Stuart and Sonia visit on day 117 to tell us about the Starry Night Festival. A night to be together with a special someone. Checking the mail, we get a power berry from the title we received yesterday. Eating it increases our stamina a bit more. After the watering is done, we dash for the yellow windmill as I have enough orichalcum to upgrade the watering can. I wanted to ask Kagetsu for the Starry Night, but she does not seem to be interested, so we talk to the second lowest marriage candidate, Diana, whom we arrange a date with. Day 118 starts with a snowstorm warning. Shireen has a request for us to give her some pet food, which we have on hand, completing her request. We also take the last bath, completing Wilbur's request. The rest of the day is spent foraging around as we need to wait until 8 PM. Entering Felix's house, we see a lovely scene with Felix, Sophie, Diana, Lloyd, June and Eric. Everyone is celebrating together. At the end we walk outside with Diana, who asks if we could do this again next year and if we would like to walk home together. Day 119 starts with the arrival of the blizzard, but that does not stop us from going outside. We pick up our orichalcum watering can from the yellow windmill, make a stew and give it to Samir as it is his birthday, giving Honey some honey, increasing its level to 47, and we try yet again for the ancient fish fossil. This time succeeding, so we immediately run to Lloyd to give it to him, finishing the day with some more fishing and catching a marbled eel. Bazaar is back on day 120, but there is quite a mess because of the blizzard. We do not manage to get everything done in the morning as we need to rush to the bazaar. Having all kinds of one-off items does not help with the limited stock space, but we manage to clear our inventory a bit more, selling 103,000 in the morning shift. For the afternoon shift, the stock is filled with gems, ores and all kinds of other items. The afternoon shift ends with us earning another 359,000. Which we this time do use for the freshness upgrade at Garen's. We finally start and get some of the outfits from Karina. On day 121, Garen upgrades our storage and its freshness capabilities. Felix announces the results and we are now officially a world rank bazaar. Diana congratulates everyone, saying we have all done well, and Felix announces that this occasion should be celebrated with a proper get-together party before the next bazaar. Eric seems to have something on his mind, saying that there has been a mishap at work and that his wife seems displeased with him. He explains that his wife has all the reasons to be upset as Eric works for her company. His wife is the CEO and the lead designer, while Eric tries everything in his power to support her. Eric blushes thinking about his wife, saying he loves her dearly and that his whole life revolves around her. But that mindset may only have been gotten when we have been married as long as he has, explaining that once you find that special someone, all of those feelings come naturally. But no more talk and be in gloom. Eric needs to get back to work and thanks us for listening. Gabriel gets an omelette rice for his birthday and we upgrade our sickle to orichalcum quality. Day 122 is a relaxing day of farming where we take care of all our animals and we fish up another new fish, the eel. Day 123 starts with a visit from Felix, who reminds us about the end of the year festival held tomorrow evening. Buffy gives birth to Buff Buff and we pick up the orichalcum sickle from the yellow windmill. I wanted to get a title on day 124. And it was to put 30 flowers in this vase. But I thought it was 50. But oh well, title get. We also give Ivy a lot of different items, increasing its level to 47 at the end of the day. Finishing off with talking to everyone and starting the New Year's festival, where Felix welcomes everyone and lets everyone count down to the new year, which is welcomed with some beautiful fireworks. Day 125 is the first day of spring, so we have a lot to do. The animals are taken care of and all of the spring seeds are planted. We run around foraging for all kinds of stuff, but instead of using them, I have decided that I want Penny to get to her last quality star as soon as possible, so I give her all of the forageable items. Except for the gemstones that are going to be sold or if they are still needed for upgrades. There are new trends for the bazaar, but honestly I am not even bothering at this point as I have other items that sell for more. And as we have arrived in year 2, we got a title and a power berry. Webby reaches level 40 on day 126 and day 127 is bazaar day again. But we get to see a lovely party where Felix congratulates the town and in particular us for our hard work. Diana also thanks everyone, saying the struggling bazaar has finally reached world rank and she truly appreciates every one of us. A scene depicting all the villagers and towns and the end credits play out, but that is something you can watch on your own when you reach this part of the game. After those, Harold runs up to us with a new letter from Felix's mom, also congratulating us on beating her to world rank. She says that with the rate we are going as a bazaar, we should soon outshine everyone, but she is up for the challenge, as she and her new town are fired up and inspired by us. And with that, she has decided to not come back yet. Diana notes that this letter means she won't come back and Felix agrees. Harold mentions that Felix was really looking forward to her return, and Diana says that her return was one of the driving factors for Felix to reach world rank. Felix agrees that that was once a driving point, but not anymore, as he has no time to waste on such minor inconveniences. This bazaar is the most important thing, as that is his dream, have the biggest bazaar in the world. Diana is glad that Felix has not lost his enthusiasm, but she does have a word of warning, saying other bazaars have gained inspiration from our recent achievements. Which is why we are not able to relax yet, as we may get demoted in the ranks again. Felix mentions there is no rest for the wicked and that there is nothing that we can't do as long as we work together, setting the goal to most exciting bazaar in the world. We are teleported back home where it is 10 AM already and the bazaar has started, so we quickly get the animal byproducts, water the crops, get some things out of the windmill and make our way to the bazaar. Still having 2 hours in the morning shift and making 150,000. Which is used to get some more clothing items from Karina, breed Chi the chicken, purchase a decor item from the sprites, read our fortune at Destiny, buy new seats at Ronaldo and Sophie, and buy one new recipe from Madeline. The afternoon shift ends with us earning another 150,000. Felix visits again on day 128 to announce that he and Diana have come up with a new bazaar initiative where you can donate money to help other bazaars in the world. Laurie has a request for us to get an animal to friendship level 3, which we already have done a long time ago. We donate our first 20,000 to the bazaar board, and for getting the bazaar to max level we get another power berry. Ivy finally reaches level 50, which is the max, and she visits us at our house, thanking us for all we have done. Another visit from Felix on day 129 and he thanks us for the donation, giving us a pink diamond. And we immediately donate to the board again, which we need to donate 40,000. Kagetsu receives a soy milk pudding as it is her birthday and we catch 2 new fish, the cherry salmon and the mugitsuku. Felix gives us 10 ultimate lumber on day 130 for hitting another donation goal, and we catch the Emperor Butterfly. Day 131 is a foraging and insect catching day as I'm working on getting enough for the ultimate lumber and getting Penny's level up. Day 132 is not that much different, but we get a new baby chick whose name will be Choo Choo. Gabriel lost his bag on day 133 and asks us to find it for him. We do and find it behind a tree in the bazaar. Giving it back, Gabriel mentions that the sketch from the farm is in it and he really wanted to continue that one. The char and guardian fish black carp are caught, adding to the collection. Day 134 is a bazaar day, so we quickly take care of our farm and head out. At the bazaar we redecorate the stall a bit and get a blessing from Destiny, giving us a very good fortune of selling items at a higher profit. Finishing the morning shift with 418,000 made. Running around we buy a new pet from Muramon, buy some more stall decorations from the sprites, get some new clothing items at Karina, draw with some gold medals at Rich, and I got what I was after, the Sky Jewel. All of the other items I got from Rich are put into the stock to sell again at the afternoon shift, earning 638,000 gold. We buy the seller upgrade from Wilbur and some more clothing items from Karina. We give Honey some more honey, getting its level to 50, maxing out Honey's star level. Before making our way home, wanting to water the plants, but fainting as I did not keep my stamina in mind. Day 135 starts with a visit from Honey thanking us for all the honey we have given. At the bazaar board we once again donate some coins and we spend the rest of the day fishing away. Felix is back on day 136 to give us our donation reward, which is 20 bouquets. At the bazaar board we donate some more coins and all of the materials are done to upgrade our fishing rod to orichalcum quality. Wilbur visits us on day 137 to make the cellar for us. He also gives us a spring sunstone so we are able to grow spring crops all year round. Another donation gift from Felix arrives in the form of a power berry and the flower festival begins. Gifting all the villagers a flower really helps with their friendship levels. Day 138 is the second day of the flower festival, but first we need to pick up the orichalcum fishing rod. Look at all those requests in the town center. Let's quickly check them and hope we can complete some before the end of the festival. Madeline needs some 2-star mushrooms as there is a customer on its way and she does not have the right ingredients. Luckily we have those already, completing her request. Sophie needs a 3-star pickled vegetable for a kind of reference for her father. Samir wants to give back to the villagers and wants to do something with cooking, asking us to get him 5 3-star eggs, which we can give him right away, completing his request as well. Mina needs to restock the pantry with 2-star miso, butter and honey. Jules had read something about rare crops and would like to see one, which we have, so 1 rare radish is given to him. Sylvia wants to learn more about animals and asks us if we have an animal with 3 happiness levels, which we have, completing her request as well. Kevin wants us to go on a bug catching adventure again and wants us to catch 15 easy critters. It is time for the results of the flower festival and this time we win again with having given away 48 flowers, granting us some green tea, and just look at this heart wave with all of the locked hearts. Day 139 starts with Chi giving birth to Chul. We look at the map and goodness, that is a lot of requests. First we go to Kagetsu, who has a question for us. She is interested in the town and would like to go there, so we take her on a walk. We meet Sophie. Kagetsu introduces herself, saying she resides in the mountains and spends her days praying to the spirits. Sophie would like to know what she is praying for and Kagetsu answers that it is for the bounty of the earth. Sophie apologizes as she has not introduced herself yet and gives Kagetsu some flowers. Kevin walks up to us and asks who the lady next to us is. Kagetsu introduces herself yet again, with Kevin saying he has not seen her before. Kagetsu explains that her duties keep her occupied, which Kevin laughs off with duties. But he does give us some snacks which we will eat right away. While eating, Gabriel walks up to us and they introduce themselves to one another. Kagetsu is marveled that Gabriel is an artist and would like to see his art. We go and see one of his pieces and Kagetsu is impressed and unable to describe its beauty. Gabriel thanks her for the compliment and leaves to sketch some more. Back at Kagetsu's house, she mentions that her days are often spent praying for this world, but that she has failed to see how much beauty is found in it. She also says that her heart is filled with warmth when she is with us and thanks us for today. With that done, Kagetsu can now look into our future and give us some buffs. It seems we may have a bit of misfortune today. We get a small stamina saver blessing. Now we are ready for those requests. Clara would like some mushrooms. This time we do not have them yet, so she will have to wait. Nadine would like some specific ingredients, and one of them is an eggplant, which we have, so her request is completed. The pickled vegetable for Sophie is ready, completing her request. Derek would like some medals, which we need to find first, as I sold every single one of them at the previous bazaar. Diana would like some egg drop soup, and June asks for some tea. We meet Kevin as we have all 15 of those requested insects and give them to him. Back home we make the egg drop soup at our kitchen, and the miso is also done in the windmill, giving all the ingredients Mina asked, completing her request, and making our way to Diana to give the egg drop soup. The animal festival is on day 140, but first we make the tea for June, completing her request. Eric has a quest for us now, asking for 10 dice, which we already have in storage, so completing his request as well. Sophie gets a herb salad for her birthday, and then it is time for the festival. We enter Chi the chicken in the silver rank and win this competition. Bazaar day on day 141, and we start off with getting our fortune told by Destiny, who gives us the buff that items sell for more. Ending the morning shift with 290,000 earned. At Karina we buy another outfit, and at Ramon we buy Maney the Maine Coon and Sibi the Siberian Husky. The afternoon shift ends with us making 139,000. Day 142 starts with a visit from Ramon congratulating us on having 4 dogs as pets. At the bazaar board we donate some more, and Felix has a lost precious item at the bazaar, asking us to help him find it. But we make a stop at the cafe first, where we see Sonia and Madeline talking. Sonia orders her usual tea and Mina stepping outside to tidy up. Sonia and Madeline continue to talk and reminisce about Mina, saying she has grown up into a fine young lady. She was always cute even as a child, but now she is just stunning. Madeline tells that Mina got the looks from her side and that she is really happy with her. Sonia agrees that Madeline is really blessed, and Madeline mentions that Sonia must feel the same having Maple around the hotel. Sonia agrees, saying that Maple makes every day brighter. Maple and Mina enter the cafe with Maple asking if Sonia is ready to go. Sonia asks if Maple is already done with her errands, which Maple is. Mina says Maple should have a cookie before she heads out, and Maple cannot deny them as Mina's cookies are always lovely. Mina asks why Sonia and Madeline look so happy, and they reply that they are just counting their blessings. After that lovely scene we talk to Madeline and give her a strawberry pie as a birthday gift. Heading into the bazaar area to look for Felix's lost item, which we find at the food stalls, and immediately giving it back to him. Felix is back on day 143 for another gift due to the donation. Lloyd is sitting on a bench when he sees us and walks up to us, saying he wants to talk to us. After some stammering, he tells us that he has decided to stay and more specifically give up on traveling. We get a shock from this news, and he says that we are making a mountain out of a molehill again. He continues that he was embarrassed to tell us this, as he had made a big point on leaving, and now he doesn't do that. He was debating his next destination, but nothing could excite him anymore. And then he thought to himself where he wanted to be, and the answer is with us. Wherever we are, he wants to be, and that we may be the last stop on his journey. Also explaining that this may be a fresh start to him, as he has never settled down before. But he does need to do a major overhaul of his stock and asks us to go with him, as he was on his way to pick up an order. But before we go, he has another question, asking what we think about us. We answer that we have fallen in love with him. Lloyd is relieved to hear that and says that he has had that feeling for a while now as well. Another scene happens when we walk into Miguel's store. Lloyd is there as well, as he has heard that Miguel has something he is after. Miguel feigns ignorance and Lloyd gets frustrated. Miguel puts the item on the desk and asks for 1 million gold, which makes Lloyd quite angry. Miguel replies that business can be cruel, and if it is too high for Lloyd, he can always find another customer. Lloyd puts down 2 tickets for a play that Mina was talking about, which is actually sold out. Miguel relinquishes the price of the tickets, saying Lloyd is as cunning as ever. Miguel goes to Mina and hands over the tickets. Mina is really pleased and wants to give Miguel his money back for the tickets. Miguel declines, but he notices that there is enough gold for 2 tickets. Mina says that her grandmother wanted to see the show as well. Miguel is stunned, but he cannot deny Mina the show with her grandmother. At the mountain river, a new guardian fish was caught, the Welsh catfish, and Penny is leveled up to 32. The mushrooms for Clara are gathered, so we give those to her, completing her request. We meet Arata in the mountains on day 144 while he is working out. He asks if we remember our question about why he wanted to get stronger, saying that that question threw him for a loop and that it got stuck in his head. Going on a journey to get stronger is all good, but he did not have a clue why. But it seems he has found his answer now thanks to us. It was when he helped us out of the squabble and saw the relief on our face. The reason he wants to get stronger is to protect the people he cares about, not just physically, but in all sorts of ways. Well, that's enough for all the sappy talk, and we go do some workouts, which is to look at the view at the top of the mountain. Arata thanks us as he could never have put it all together without us. Another question he asks is what we think of us, and we answer with that we have fallen in love with him. Arata looks glad and mentions he was building up the nerve to tell us the same thing, and mentions that if training hard means he can see us smile, then it is all worth it. At the beekeeping field we catch the last butterfly we needed, which is the Helena morpha butterfly, and Webby is leveled up to 44. In town we see Kevin running around with a hammer. We ask him to give it to us as it is dangerous, and he reluctantly gives it to us. Just then we hear Wilbur shout really loudly, and Kevin goes into hiding. Wilbur comes over and asks if we have seen Kevin. We say we did and give him back his hammer. He notes that Kevin has always been a little troublemaker, but that he has gone too far this time and that he should put his foot down with those dangerous things. Kevin does hear everything, and I think Wilbur knows it as well, saying if we do run into Kevin to send him to Wilbur, and that Kevin should apologize when he is ready. Kevin emerges when Wilbur leaves and says that his dad is scary when he is mad, but he does see that Wilbur is just worried about him. Kevin apologizes to us that he cannot play today as he should go home and apologize to his dad. Back to our normal farm duties on day 145 and 146, caring for the animals, watering the crops, foraging and insect catching. Day 147 is the day of the honey festival, so we prepare 12 honey cakes to give away. Luckily we get the last medals for Derek's request just in time to have his heart level unlocked, so the honey cake can have its effect. The candidates give us something sweet back, and with it we get 3 new recipes to our collection. Day 148 is the Bazaar day again, so we make our way over there with a random assortment as always. But before that we are able to make the jewelry stand at the Blue Windmill. At the Bazaar we meet Freya, who asks us to harvest 100 crops for her request, and we need to get the buff from Destiny, which this time is bulk sale increase. We finish the morning shift making around 374,000. As it is the 24th of spring, it is also our birthday, meaning we get present from the villagers today who have high enough friendship. We buy the storage upgrade from Wilbur, some more clothing items from Karina, and our 4th cat from Vermont, naming it Stripey. The afternoon shift ends with us making 472,000. The jewelry stand at the Blue Windmill is done, so we pick that up on our way home. Wilbur is back on day 149 for another storage upgrade, and this time he finds a power berry. In town we see Sophie talking to Harold, and it seems she is helping her father with town business, and Harold mentions that Sophie has been a big help and that her father feels the same way. We walk up to her and it seems Sophie is wrapping up her work for today, asking us if we would like to stay and chat for a bit. She talks about the fact that the town feels different since she started helping her father. Sophie honestly thinks that we are the cause of it, as everything seems much more vibrant with us around. It also seems like she has an important question for us, which is how we feel about her. We answer that we have fallen in love with her, and she screams it back to us as well. Sophie says that having us around is another reason to love this town, and that she has us promised to keep making memories in Zephyr Town. Sonia has a request for us as she wants to look at a rare crop. Luckily the storage is full of those, so we give her one right away to complete her request. And what a good thing that is, because it is also her birthday, giving her a strawberry juice to get that friendship even higher. Another donation to the Bazaar board is made, so that Felix can arrive on the morning of day 150 to give us some orichalcum. It is also the day of the crop festival, so after talking to everyone, we enter our 7-star wheat crop into the gold rank and win, getting a brand on our wheat. For winning, we get 54 onion seeds, which are planted in the cellar. The materials for the windmill stand are done, so those are all put into the blue windmill. We donate some more to the board, and you guessed it, Felix visits again on 151, giving us some matsutake rice. We pick up the good windmill tent at the blue windmill and do a lot of fishing, increasing Finley to 36. As we got the Pasture Pro title, the reward gifted got us to have the Animals Collection tab fully completed. Day 152 starts with a visit from Ramon congratulating us for having 4 cats. Gabriel is also outside, telling us he has finished the painting and saying he is going to the mayor's house to show it off, asking us to come along. At the mayor's house we look at the painting and it is of Zephyr Town. Felix absolutely loves the painting, saying they need to hang it at once. Just then Stuart walks in, sees the painting, absolutely loves it and asks to have it hung in the hotel. Felix mingles in as such a fine piece of art belongs in the mayor's house. Stuart and Felix go head to head about where to hang the painting and eventually turn the tide to say the opposite as well. Gabriel intervenes, saying he may need to keep it for a while until a decision is made. Gabriel brings us back to our farm, saying he got nervous back there, but that he is also glad that they like the piece very much. Gabriel wants to tell us that he has realized that his world has expanded with brand new colors and he thinks it's because of us, eventually asking us what we think of him. Our answer? We have fallen in love with him. Gabriel is very happy to hear that, as that means he can be together forever and that he wants to keep this feeling forever, suggesting a new painting with us as a model, but we decline, which Gabriel doesn't mind, as he could not be more happier. Stuart has a request for us to bring him 5 pieces of fruit, which we do right away. Day 153 is the day of the tea party, so we talk to everyone and give our 5-star tea to Felix. The tea party is in full swing and we see Nadine scolding Isaac that he has to watch the sugar and to only have 5 spoonfuls of sugar and no more. At another table we see Sophie asking Samir and Kagetse if they are interested in anyone, but they both deny as they have other duties to attend to. The tea party was a great success and Madeline gives us a pineapple pie, finishing the festival with the Great Heart Wave. Day 154 is the day of foraging and fishing as it is raining. The bazaar is back on day 155, we get the buff, sales prices up from Destiny and start the morning shift, which will not make a lot of money as it is all one of the items of low quality that we got for our birthday. Ending with 39,000 made. We have been keeping our yarn and our dyes again, so we make a couple of new clothing items at Karina. We also try our luck at Rich and I still need matsutake mushrooms and apparently you can only get them from this raffle. The afternoon shift ends with us making 576,000, which is spent on some stall decor items from Rebecca. Day 156 is the first day of summer, so we have new crops to plant. Miguel and his brothers visit to congratulate us on having 9 pets in total. We make another donation, Penny is increased to level 36 and we catch 3 new insects. The Princess Firefly, Giant Stag Beetle and the Hercules Beetle. Felix is back on day 157 to give us 10 white dice as thanks for the donation. At the hotel we see Stuart, Sonia and Maple hard at work. We walk up to Maple and she tells us that the town is becoming more and more popular by the day. She sees a guest in distress and goes over to help him out. Stuart and Sonia walk over and thank Maple for helping the guest so quickly. Sonia and Stuart continue praising Maple and her ability to see what guests need, helping them and that she really cares for all the guests. We walk out with Maple to the mountains where she thanks us as she was not confident in her abilities, but now she is. She also says that she hopes we can stay close and asks us what we think of her. We answer that we love her and that makes Maple really happy, saying she feels the same way about us. Kagetse has a request for us to talk to 100 people and we catch a new fish, the yellow perch, walking into Freya and completing her request as she had asked us to harvest 100 crops. Day 158 is back to farm duties, foraging, catching insects and fishing. Webby is level 247 and we catch a new insect, the gloss stag beetle. The same goes for day 159, but with a slight difference of nothing new and no level ups. Day 160 is the day of the pet show where we once again enter with Noah. We give it our all during the comp and finish in first place, getting the golden pet trophy. Harold asks for a tea can on day 161 and we see Jules and the twins going over their math test results. Both the girls are nervous, but they do not have to be as they both got a perfect score. Jules promised them a reward if they got good scores and Xzeleah hasn't forgotten about that. Laurie goes first and says she wants a new book to read. After that, Xzeleah asks Jules who he likes. Jules does not go into specifics, but does say someone confident and self-assured. Xzeleah is relieved and says she will be the most confident person. Jules replies that she should focus on her studies for now. We give Penny some more insects and get her up to level 40. At the cafe, we see Gabriel and Jules enter. They grab a table together but are unable to decide what they want to eat. To dismay of Clara, who orders a ton of sandwiches for them. Nadine also walks into the cafe and does not like the sound of two boys being hungry, ordering some paella for them as well. Jules and Gabriel finish everything, but Nadine and Clara agree on having some desserts. Gabriel is happy to hear that, but it seems Jules is almost full already. After Nadine and Clara leave, Gabriel mentions that he has never eaten so much in his life. Jules has maybe eaten too much and asks Mina to make the pie for on the go, which she already has done, finishing the day with some more fishing, catching the masu trout. Day 162 is a bazaar day once again, so we do our thing, get the bazaar buff, sell our wares for an amount of 399,000, get some new summer seeds from Ronaldo and Sophie, new clothing items from Karina, and do some luck drawing at Rich. The afternoon shift begins and finishes with making another 224,000. Day 163 is once again spent fishing, going to the mountain peak during the day hoping for the legendary treasure chest, which sadly was not ours today. And after 6 PM in the town center for the guardian catfish, which we did manage to get. The tea for Harold is done on day 164, completing his request. I also put in the effort to talk to a bunch of people so that Kagetsu's quest completes as well, and we donate to the board once more. Felix is back at our door on day 165 to give us 20 fruit yogurts as a reward for the donation goal. On day 166 we donate to the board again and Finley is leveled up to 40. Felix gives us 10 herb perfumes on day 167 and it is Derek's birthday, so he gets his favorite cream croquets. We go to the yellow windmill on day 168 as we finally have enough lumber to upgrade our hoe to orichalcum quality. It is also the animal show which we enter with our chicken chi, winning the gold rank and getting a brand on our normal chicken eggs. Day 169 is the day of the bazaar, so we get our bazaar buff and start selling, earning 172,000 in the morning. And you know our routine by now if you have been following along. We buy more clothes options at Karina and try our luck at Rich. The afternoon shift is a go, making around 656,000, which we buy another storage upgrade from Wilbur. Wilbur arrives on the morning of day 170 to upgrade our storage. Checking the encyclopedia, we see that the flower section is also fully done. We pick up the orichalcum hoe at the yellow windmill and then make our way to Kagetsu in the mountains. This time she has a present for us, saying she found it during her daily rituals and her first thought was to share it with us. Kagetsu says that the trip into the town has changed her mindset towards her duties and that she feels more warmth and purpose in her prayers. She used to see her duties as a role to fulfill, but now she sees the beauty of the world and those who live in it are filled with love, now praying for their sake. Kagetsu hopes that we will allow her to be at our side and she even wants to know what we think of her. We say that we have fallen in love with her and she is relieved, saying she feels the same way. Back in town we meet up with Derek, who asks us to hang out for a bit. We get a home-cooked meal and say it tastes great. He's glad to hear that and thanks us for earlier apologizing that he had sent us home empty-handed, saying the only reasons he can cook is because of us and that he wanted us to see how far he has come. We take a walk together to the mountains and Derek straight up asks what we think of him. We answer that we have fallen in love, which makes him happy as he feels the same way towards us, saying we supported him but now he wants to be there for us. Day 171 is a day of farming, taking care of the animals, foraging and fishing. June is looking at the windmill on day 172 when we show up. She asks us if we remember the offer her mother gave her, and June tells us that she has refused the offer as she has realized that she really does like this town and our company. Her dream is still to be a designer, and after talking to her parents, they have decided that her mom could mentor her between projects so June can stay in Zephyr Town and continue to pursue her own dreams. She says that we were the first person she wanted to share the news with, and we ask why. June gets shy and tells us that we are important to her. She also asks what she is to us, and we answer that we have fallen in love with her. June is relieved and says she feels the same way about us. Back into the town we see Jules reading a book. He tells us he was on his way to pick up another book, which is the next installment in the series he was reading before. We are curious about the story, so Jules tells us that it is about a person who arrives in an unfamiliar land and they aim to resurrect a grey tree where a goddess resides. He apologizes for rambling on again and thinks to himself that he should really get back to work as well. Derek jumps in and tells Jules to not even think about it, as it is his turn to make dinner tonight. Derek teases Jules that he should make use of his alone time, and Jules blushes. Jules says to ignore Derek, and he also tells us that since our previous talk, they have decided to split the chores more evenly. He seems happy, saying that he used to be a guardian, but now he feels like he can simply be his brother again. He has also realized that he enjoys talking more, but he also believes that that is because he's been spending more time with us. So he does have to ask what we feel towards him. And our answer? Of course that we have fallen in love with him. Jules feels the same way about us and tells us we are very important to him. Day 173 is the day of the horse derby. We participate in the silver course and win. And day 174 is a day of fishing, trying to get more junk items. Diana is at the Bazaar Center on day 175. She thanks Felix for visiting her after her collapse. Felix says to think nothing of it. Harold mentions that Diana does look better and asks if she has good news, which Diana does, saying they got a glowing evaluation by the Bazaar review board. Felix is overjoyed with the news and Diana says to keep the momentum going and aim for the best bazaar in the world. We walk up to the three of them, but it seems Diana wants to speak to us personally. Diana thanks us for our care from the other day. She also talks a bit about the bazaar, saying there is a remarkable increase in visitors and sales, also thanking us for the growth. She also says that she has submitted her selling points report, stating how wonderful it is in Zephyr Town, which the board was positively fond of, wanting Diana to stay and keep working with the bazaar. Diana apologizes as she is talking about work again, but she was really excited to share the news, as we are an invaluable partner to her, and she asks if we feel the same towards her. We say that we have fallen in love with her, and it is the same for her, stating that it is the only thing on her mind lately. The bazaar day has arrived once again on day 176, so we quickly make our way there and sell all kinds of one-off items in the morning, earning 81,000. We get our bazaar buff at Destiny, do some luck drawing at Rich, still no matsutake mushrooms inside, and we finally have enough junk for the feather jewel at the recycling stall. And at Felipe's stall we buy the wind jewel. The afternoon shift ends with us making 970,000 and spending some of that coin at Karina's again for some new outfits. Day 177 begins with Freya visiting us as she wants to tell us that the cucumbers have grown. We are happy for her, which makes Freya happy as well, as she knew we would celebrate with her. She has also made some cookies for us, assuring us she followed Mina's recipe. We try the cookies and are surprised. Freya tells us that she has mixed in some of the fresh cucumbers, that they aren't as good as Mina's but a big improvement nonetheless, saying she has been working on her cooking skill. She has another thing to ask us, and that is how we feel about her, answering that we have fallen in love, which she is really happy to hear. At the blue windmill we change the purple wonderful for the blue one. The purple wonderful is added to the yellow windmill, getting access to the travel stone, which we can now make using all three of the jewels. Webby is increased to level 50 and visits our house in the evening, thanking us for our contributions. On day 178 we catch a new insect, the grass cicade, and the crop festival is held, joining with our 5-star rise in the bronze category and winning. On day 179 we donate to the bazaar board. And Felix gives us our gift of 3 5-star woolen plus yarn on day 180, and Penny is leveled up to 44. We visit Samir and Arata on day 181. Samir is writing a letter back home and finds out that Arata does not do that at all. Stuart knocks on the door and asks Samir for help with international guest who speaks too fast for his ears. Samir goes to help him. Maple also needs his help, saying the number in the ledgers aren't adding up. He agrees to help, and after he is done, Arata says that Samir keeps getting pulled in all kinds of directions today. Just then, Sonia walks in asking for a hand in lifting heavy juice boxes. Arata jumps in saying he could also help out, and Sonia is delighted. After they are done and back in their rooms, Arata remarks that it was the right decision for Samir to stay here, as back home people would have never asked him for help, and that he maybe should try asking for help himself when he needs it. In the evening, we catch the Grantee Beetle in the mountains. A hurricane arrives on day 182, meaning we pick up the travel stone that is ready, and the entire day is spent fishing to hopefully get 3 ancient fish fossils. It took until about 3 AM, but we did it. 3 ancient fish fossils are in the bag. Day 183 is the Bazaar, which we make our way to as soon as we can. In the morning shift I sell all kinds of small items with some quantity to get the sprites maxed out, which helps out with the big money makers during the afternoon shift. So during this morning shift we make around 83,000. We do our usual of getting the Bazaar buff and test our luck at Rich and get some rubies from Lloyd. The afternoon shift ends with us making 797,000, which is all spent at Rebecca's for the stall decor items. Freya is at our door on day 184 to ask if we would like to go to the cafe, as there is a little get together. It seems to be a get together of all the girls, including Kagetsu, who seems to not know what to do in these situations. But the other girls say it's no big deal, just talking and eating snacks. The girls talk about the sweetness of cakes and they try to help each other with some difficulties, ending the get together with a full belly. Samir visits us on day 185 saying he wants to tell us something. He tells us that he is a prince of his country and gives us his full title. The reason why he came to this town? He used to say that it was because of his studies, but if he is being honest, it was to escape all the aristocracy. Which is also the reason he kept his royal background a secret, as he was worried that people might not treat him with the openness they do now. But now he knows better and knows that it was he himself who put up the boundaries back home. Which is a truth he only grasped after spending time in this town and with us. Samir thanks us for listening and that he feels like he can always feel like himself around us, and that is why he wanted to be honest with us. And speaking about honesty, Samir asks how we feel about him, which we answer that we have fallen in love with him. He is glad we feel the same way and that he will always protect us. Now that we have seen everyone's confession, it is time to decide who to marry. I honestly have no clue, so leave a comment down below with who you'd like to see us marry. Day 186 is used to cook some of the favorite gifts. We make some omelette rice for Gabriel, stew for Samir, soy milk pudding for Gagetse and some herb salads for Sophie, hoping to get a couple of them to 10 hearts sooner than the others. Day 187 is the first day of fall, so we plant all kinds of new crops. More foraging happens on day 188 and we get our final diamond to make the winter sunstone. Having been fishing as well, made sure that the paella dish could be made, which is Lloyd's favorite meal. It also happens to be Lloyd's birthday on day 189, giving him the paella for the extra love. During the daily fishing ride we did catch a new one this time, the Northern Pike Guardian fish. Day 190 is a Bazaar day again. We get the increased sale price buff from Destiny and we start our Bazaar with making 349,000 at the morning shift. We check our luck once again at Rich and buy some new clothes at Karina. The afternoon shift is packed with ores, gems, honey and a couple of other things, making 1,077,000. At Felix we buy the gathering on a horse perk and we wait around until the Bazaar is finished. Sophie has reached heart level 8, so she has a new request for us, asking for one level 4 crop that we already have, giving her a broccoli to complete it. Lloyd also has a new request, asking for 5-star golden egg, which we also have, so his quest is also completed. Day 191 begins with a visit from Wilbur, who will install the bigger bed for us, joking that we are now able to pop the question and that he is rooting for us. We make a new donation at the board. And we get the gift of spring juices from Felix on day 192. Everyone is gathered for day 1 of the cook-off, but Gabriel has a request first. He would like to get a 4-star omelette rice. I mean, I have been giving those for the past week, but sure, have another one. Completing his request with ease. We hand over the tempura rice bowl for the cook-off, which gets judged by Pierre, and it gets first place, winning 50 curry power and the recipe for supreme curry. Day 193 is the second day of the cook-off, which is actually the bake-off. But we need to pick up the winter sunstone first as it is ready. Another donation is made to the Bazaar board, and then it is time to enter our Baumkuchen into the festival. It gets judged by Pierre again, and we win first place, earning 50 wheat flour and the recipe for the whole chocolate cake. Because we won both competition days, we get an extra 30 butter plus. Back home, the winter sunstone is placed into its pedestal. Samir has a request for a simmered fish on day 194. We try to fish for the specific fish, but it evades us today. Shireen has a request for a brooch which we need to make in the windmill. And Kagetse has a more easier request, asking for a giant crop which we have plenty of, completing hers in an instant. Day 195 is the day we did get the fish for the simmered fish request, completing Samir's request and learning a new recipe. We enter the hotel and see Maple and Shireen talking, with Maple asking how work was for Shireen. Shireen says it went without a hitch. It seems Maple is a bit jealous as Shireen always looks so put together and she can't believe it that she can actually talk to someone like her. Maple asks why Shireen is in Zephyr Town. Shireen answers with a bit of French. Maple is shocked that that's all, as well as it is the exact same reason she came here. Maple wonders how she can use words so impressively like Shireen, and Shireen tells her that she wasn't always like this. She used to be much more like Maple. But that is their secret. Maple wants to ask one more thing. Why does Shireen always smell so nice? And it is because of her perfume. Shireen offers to share some with Maple and Maple gets excited, stating that she may one day be as elegant as Shireen. Shireen says that Maple should not lose her charm as that is what makes her herself. Stuart and Sonia visit our house on day 196 to give us the blue feather, which they explain is the tradition for proposing to someone. At the equestrian park we catch the jumbo dragonfly, which is the last insect we needed for the complete insect collection. Kevin visits us to congratulate us and giving us a new title. The brooch for Shireen's request is made, so we give that to her and complete her request. Another day, another bazaar. Day 197 sees us going to this well-known place and get our bazaar buff, increasing the prices on products. The morning shift ends with us earning 294,000. Garen has a new field upgrade available as we reached rank 20, so of course it is bought immediately. We buy some more new clothing items and test our luck at Rich, which I am starting to believe those matsutake mushrooms are a myth. The afternoon shift finishes and we make an amount of 1,803,000. A big part of this is used at Rebecca's for the level 3 tents she has available. Back in town we donate to the board again. So Felix can show up at our door on day 198 and give us some ultimate stone. In town we see June and Shireen talking. It seems June has made a patch for Shireen, which looks just like her cat. Shireen waves Diana over and Diana asks if they need something from her. Shireen shows the patch and it seems that Diana is quite fond of it, and of cats. Diana compliments June's work, but June herself says she just did what was ordered. Diana quietly asks if June could make one for her too, but it seems that June did not notice, and Diana leaves. June wonders what is wrong with Diana, but Shireen interferes that Diana must have fallen for the power of cuteness. June comments that she should maybe make one for Diana, and Shireen likes that idea. Day 199 starts with a visit from Garen, who upgrades our field quality to the highest level. Jules has a request for a salad type of dish higher than 4 stars, which we have on hand as I have been giving out a lot of presents lately. Arata also has a request for a 5-star cooked rice. We have the rice, so we just need to cook it, deliver it, and complete his quest as well. Day 200 has arrived and so we take care of our animals, water the crops, and go around town, foraging and gifting stuff to the people. June has a request for a bracelet, which we need to make in the blue windmill. Maple gets her favorite dish for her birthday, and as it is a no-wind day in autumn, we go fishing, catching the shining guardian fish. The fish are given to Finley, who reaches level 44. Day 201 starts with a visit from the Harvest Sprites. introducing us to the new mechanic of Happy Bingo. After picking a card, we set out to do our daily tasks, sometimes already getting the notification that a task for the card is done. The purple wonderful is put into the blue windmill as we have all the items ready for the autumn sunstone. June's request for a bracelet is completed and Penny reaches level 47. We make a bunch of other items in the blue windmill, finishing with the white breadcrumbs. The only item left in the blue windmill to make is the matsutake mushroom seeds, which needs the fabled matsutake mushroom. Maple has a request for a 4-star apple or pineapple, completing that with ease. Derek needs an ingredient on day 202, we give it immediately, completing his request and getting the recipe for boiled tofu in return. Day 203 is the day of the animal festival, this time entering with Mumu in the gold category for cows and winning, getting the brand on our milk. Day 204 is the Bazaar day, making 161,000 in the morning. The twins are at the bazaar, so we give them a pudding as a birthday gift. Summer clothing items are bought from Karina and we check out the harvest sprites and receive our first reward from the bingo card, which is some medals. We do have some luck at Ridge this time around, winning an adamantite. The afternoon shift ends with us making 1,334,000 gold, spending some of that on the one-off display stall decor items from Rebecca. We check the encyclopedia on day 205 and see that the forageable sections is completed because of the adamantite we got from Ridge. Wilbur asks us to catch 100 things with our fishing rod and Diana wants to see a special crop, which we have, completing her request in an instant. Finishing the day with fishing, working on Wilbur's request. A donation to the Bazaar review board is made on day 206 and we pick up the autumn sunstone from the blue windmill, exchanging the purple wonderful back to the blue one and putting the purple wonderful in the yellow windmill. Having enough materials to upgrade the cycle to ultimate quality. Back at the hotel we see Stuart, who looks a bit down. We give him a small scare and ask if anything is on his mind. Stuart says to not worry about him and he is just wondering about lunch, saying he needs to check the kitchen. Sonia walks out and sees that something is troubling us. We explain and Sonia tells us that Stuart is like that from time to time, missing his son who moved to another town. Stuart comes back and jokingly says if he did not interrupt some gossiping about him. Just then Maple comes in and gives Stuart a Mont Blanc cake, which seems to be his favorite. He thanks Maple, but she suddenly remembers that she has forgotten something and runs straight out. Sonia and Stuart both love Maple and it shows. The autumn sunstone is put into its pedestal at the end of the day. Day 207 starts with a visit from Felix gifting us 25-star mayonnaise plus. Freya asks for a necklace, which we start making in the blue windmill, fishing the day away and catching the red bottle. Diana gets an apple pie for her birthday on day 208 and we fish the day away, hoping to get 3 treasure chests but sadly only having 1 in our bags when we pass out at 5 AM. Day 209 is the day of the juice festival, so we make a 7-star honey juice. In the town center we talk to everyone and they all say something about us passing out and that we need to be more careful. The necklace for Freya is done, so that is given to her, completing her request, and then the festival is a go. We see Samir and Jules talking about their siblings and at the end of the festival we get a specialty juice which we drink for the recipe. The ultimate sickle is done, so that is picked up. Day 210 is another rainy day, which means almost all of the hours in the day are spent fishing right up until 5 AM and passing out once more, but we did manage to get 1 more treasure chest. We wake up at 10 AM on day 211, skipping the morning shift at the bazaar, but we do make our rounds. Giving all the caught fish to Finley, increasing its level to 47, buy some new clothing items and test our luck at Ridge. Finally winning the matsutake mushroom seeds, which are instantly planted at the mushroom logs. Starting the afternoon shift without the bazaar buff, but still making around 730,000. Warm milk is given to Freya for her birthday and the fishing quest from Wilbur is completed. Day 212 is a day of preparing gifts, gifting the gifts, and foraging. Day 213 is the day of the crop festival, entering our 6-star rice in the silver category and winning. It took me until now to realize that the quality level of trees does not increase once they are mature. So I turned some of my tree crops into seedlings and will be planting them in my cellar outside in the right season to get them to 5 stars as well. The matsutake mushrooms are ready to harvest on day 214, completing the honey and mushroom encyclopedia. And we donate to the Bazaar board, meaning Felix arrives on day 215 giving a 3 5-star orichalcum. Miguel requests a rare crop, which he gets right away. At the blue windmill we change some of the matsutake mushrooms into seeds, and with that we have officially crafted all of the items in the blue windmill, including the hidden items. Day 216 is the day of the pumpkin festival, giving Kevin, Laurie and Sylvia a pudding when they are inside my house. Finishing the day with some more fishing, catching the old ride boot. Day 217 is spent on the usual gift giving and foraging. And then it was time for the bazaar on day 218. This time getting the buff and earning 537,000 at the morning shift. Some of the fishing junk is sold to Charles and we pick up 2 bouquets from the bingo cards. The afternoon shift finishes having made 1,556,000, which is used at Rebecca's to buy the last items she still has, completely buying her empty. At Philippe we buy the last wonderfuls and 1 adamantite is bought at Lloyd's. More gift giving happens on day 219 and we do some more fishing, as that is the activity we do every day as of late. It snows on day 220, so what do? More fishing, catching the last treasure chest needed, running to the red windmill, plopping in the purple wonderful and starting the summer sunstone. Now we only need to make the ultimate perfume in the windmill, but sadly I do not have the flowers for the floral perfume as it is winter. Day 221 starts with gifting Mina a herb salad for her birthday and we catch the purple bottle. On day 222 we fish at the equestrian park, catching the peacock bass, which is actually the last fish we still needed. The pet festival is held on day 223 and we enter with Noah, managing to get 490 points for a first place on the stage. Wilbur visits us on day 224, congratulating us on catching all of the different fish. The first person to reach 10 hearts in town is Sophie, and Laurie has a request for 3 wool pluses, which we have, but we first need to stop the production in the yellow windmill. Running back with the wool in hand and completing her request grants a 9 5-star quality rose seeds. Back to the bazaar on day 225, but not before getting the blizzard warning and setting up the windshields around the fields. At the bazaar we get the sales price increase buff and make around 249,000. There are still so many clothing options left for sale at Carina, but we are making progress in collecting them all. The afternoon shift finishes with us making around 820,000. Day 226 is the day of the blizzard, so we go fishing and catch the aqua bottle. Mina has a request for some porcini mushrooms, which we give right away, receiving the quiche recipe in return. The summer sunstone is done thanks to the hard wind, so we pick that up, grab the purple wonderful out of the red windmill and put it into the yellow windmill. Having all of the materials and no need for the watering can right now means that it will be upgraded to ultimate quality. Back home the summer sunstone is put on its pedestal, and with that we have all of the available sunstones and the miscellaneous encyclopedia is completely filled. Day 227 is spent cleaning the streets of all the branches, rocks and ores that are on the ground from the blizzard. Hard Day is held on day 228, so we make 28 egg drop soups to give away to all the villagers, getting 1 new recipe in return, the gratin. We make a new donation to the Bazaar review board and we pick up the ultimate watering can that is ready. Felix gives us 3 5-star purple necklaces in return for the donation on day 229. Madeline wants to try our cooking and specifically asks for a curry, but first we meet up with Laurie, who wants 5 3-star eggs, which we have and give right away. Back at home the curry is made and we bring it to Madeline, who gives us the recipe for farmer's breakfast in return. June gets a cherry tea for her birthday and Finley is leveled to 50, arriving at our home later that day to congratulate us on our achievement. Day 230 is a cloudy day, which means more fishing. Yes, even though we have all the fish and Finley is level 50, we do not have everything yet. So we catch the yellow bottle. It is also the day that we finally give this blue feather to someone. You guys voted in the comments of the previous 100 days and it came to a tie between Arata, Samir and Gabriel. Between these three I picked Gabriel. We give him the blue feather and he accepts, saying he is really happy and that we should tell the news to the mayor as he always took care of Gabriel. Felix is very happy with the news and congratulates us. He insists on planning the wedding and we let him. We go back to the mountains and Gabriel says that he cannot remember the last time that he was this happy and that he will never forget this day. He tells us that he loves us and suddenly it is evening and we are back home. Gabriel says to leave the wedding planning stuff for tomorrow as we have our whole life together. As tomorrow is here on day 231. Gabriel and Felix are also here. Felix congratulates us once again and tells us that the wedding is set for the 20th of winter. Next thing to pick is the wedding dress and Gabriel is asked to leave as it is bad luck to see the wedding dress before the ceremony. You guys can also see the wedding dress when it is time for the ceremony. There is also a festival today and with that everyone is gathered in the town center, congratulating us on our engagement. The festival that is held today is the Animal Festival, which we enter with Cha, our silky chicken, in the bronze category. And of course we win this festival, but it seems the trophy is a bit glitched. Day 232 is a day back at the bazaar, starting the morning shift with the quick sale buff and only selling the cooked dishes gotten from hard day. We make around 43,000. We have quite a bit more to sell during the afternoon shift, finishing that one with 1,515,000 made, using a small bit of that money to buy another adamantite from Lloyd. Day 233 starts with another blizzard warning, and we donate to the bazaar review board so Felix can brave through the blizzard and give us 10 purple dice on day 234. Kevin has a request for us to catch 10 blue quality bugs, but that is currently impossible, as every listed insect is not available in winter. Another donation is also made, and with that we start day 235 yet again with Felix giving us 99 5-star copper ore. The horse derby is held on day 236, but we make a pit stop first at the yellow windmill and put in all the items to upgrade our hatchet to the ultimate quality. Eric has a request for a special turnip which we give right away, getting the recipe for caprese salad in return. Clara asks for a bouquet, but for that she needs to wait a couple of days and then it is time to start the race. We enter the silver course, ending with 7,520 points, earning the first place trophy. Last stop for today is Sonja, who has lost her handkerchief. We find it on the roof of the cafe and immediately bring it back to her. Day 237 is the day of our marriage. Enjoy this beautiful scene as I want to include it in full.
Ahem! We are gathered here today to unite a happy couple in marriage. The most splendid of occasions is upon us, and I thank you all for joining us in celebration. As mayor of our humble community, it brings me great pride to officiate the union between two of our very own. Without further ado, let us welcome our couple of the hour.
such a lovely day.
Congrats! Kevin, settle down!
How wonderful indeed! Now then, Gabriel, do you vow to be bound in wedded bliss to your loved one, to cherish and care for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
And you, young farmer, do you vow to be bound in wedded bliss to Gabriel, to cherish and care for as long as you both shall live? So be it. Now, please exchange your rings. The power vested in me, I hereby pronounce this couple duly married. Please join me in congratulating our newlyweds. May your love and commitment to one another grow ever stronger.
You two take good care of each other.
Congratulations! Oh, what a wonderful day this is.
I love you. I can't wait to start our new life together. Let's make it a masterpiece.
Back to normal life on day 238, where we take care of our animals. Yes, I still have them. And give gifts to the people of the town. Nadine has a request for us, which she wants 5 3-star milks, giving them right away and completing her request. Stuart also has a request and wants us to use our sickle 999 times. Back at the cafe, we see a scene with Mina, who looks to have something on her mind. She talks to Madeline about why she is single and came here, saying that since him, she could not move on, and due to her parents nagging about finding another man, she left. Madeline reassures Mina that she is always welcome with or without reason. Up in Clara's house, we see them ready to start dinner when Nadine walks in, saying she has made too much food and gives it to Clara. After finishing their dinner, Nadine comes back in again, saying that she may also have made too much pudding. Clara accepts the food as Nadine insists. Later that evening, Clara and Wilbur talk about how this is the 3rd time Nadine has given food this week, and Wilbur realizes where Isaac's appetite comes from. Day 239 is the day of the bazaar. And with our bulk sale buff, we head into the morning shift, making 133,000. During the break in between shifts, we buy the deluxe bed upgrade from Wilbur and 2 new outfits from Karina. The afternoon shift ends with us making 1,306,000. The bouquet for Clara has been made in the windmill, so we run to give that to her, completing her request. Wilbur visits us on the morning of day 240 to install our new bed, explaining how we now have enough room to expand our family. The rest of the day is spent cutting down all the weeds we see. And in between doing that chore, we pick up the ultimate hatchet. Day 241 takes off with another blizzard warning, but this time I do not have any windscreens. So the flower field at the beehives and the trees will be cut down. The trees will stay in storage, but the flowers will be replanted when the blizzard is over. It is also the crop festival, which we enter with our 6-star carrot and win. Braving the blizzard on day 242 to donate to the Bazaar board so that Felix can give us 10 5-star ultimate lumber on day 243 and donating to the board once more. Which means Felix is back yet again on day 244 to give us a 3 5-star Suffolk Yarn Plus. Felix also has a request for us. He wants some materials to fix the bazaar a bit and we give them to him. The request from Stuart is also finally done, having used the sickle 1000 times. In the evening it is time for our first festival as a family, the Starlight Festival. Gabriel has prepared a lot of food and we eat it together. Gabriel expresses how happy he is and that is all for tonight. Jumping right into bed as we head into day 245, where Harold has a request for a guardian fish. We head to the yellow windmill and after a few catches we get the guardian fish, immediately returning to Harold and completing his request. Today is also Gabriel's birthday and he greets us in the evening asking us if we know what today is, which we know of course. He has made a whole bunch of food again and a giant cake. Day 246 is Bazaar Day. We do all of the things that we need to do and then we finish the morning shift making 247,000. Nothing happens in between, so right into the afternoon shift we go, ending it with us making 1,013,000 gold. We visit Shireen who wants to have a 3-star pudding. Back home we cook all kinds of meals to give away to the villagers and with that we make 1 extra for Shireen, giving it to her, completing her request. Another donation is made on day 247, which brings Felix to our door on day 248 with 10 summer juices. Today is also the last day in winter and thus the last day in year 2, ending it in the town center watching the fireworks with all of the villagers. Day 249 is the first day of spring, but nothing much happens. Wilbur has a request and wants to get 10 bees. We give gifts to the villagers, forage a bit and donate once more to the bazaar board, making it to rank 30. Felix is back on day 250 to give us 20 5-star autumn bouquets. We finally start collecting the blue insects for Kevin's request and we get the bees for Wilbur's request, completing it and getting a new outfit. Mina also has a request for a special potato, which we have and give right away, getting the recipe for marinated fish in return. The purple wonderful is put back into the red windmill, preparing all of the perfumes for the last perfume we need. The blended perfume is made and ready on day 251, and with that we have made every single item from the red windmill and completed the processed goods encyclopedia. Day 252 arrives and Laurie has a request for 5 5-star milk, giving it immediately and completing her request. Day 253 is the day of the bazaar. We get the bulk sale increase buff yet again and we manage to make 555,000 during the morning shift. Wilbur has a new storage upgrade available as we hit rank 30. It costs 2 million, so we leave that be as storage has not been an issue. At the Sprite station we buy the power berry, but honestly thinking back on it, I would leave those until after you have all of the stall decor items from the Sprite. The afternoon shift finishes with us making 628,000. Some scenes happen on day 254, starting with Isaac and his 2 twins who agree on meeting at home. Felix and Harold join Isaac and they talk about how good the twins are and Harold says that they remind him of his own daughter. Isaac did not know Harold was a father himself and Harold sadly says that he has not seen his daughter in a while due to work. Felix confesses that he feels terrible about keeping Harold away from his family, but Harold insists that they are supportive of his work. Eric joins the fatherly group, saying he sees June as his little angel and they can all agree on the part of their daughters being angels to them. Isaac asks if Harold misses his daughter, and of course he does, but she is his #1 supporter. The dads get emotional thinking about how quick their daughters grow up, and Felix orders Harold to go home to see his daughter. Sophie and June see the whole conversation. June names it the Emotional Support Club for Dads, and Sophie agrees. We donate to the Bazaar board and then walk into the cafe where another scene between Shireen, Freya and Mina plays out. They are talking amongst each other when Shireen reminds herself of something. She got a little souvenir from a faraway place and would like to share it. It is a local's favorite, which is said to do wonders for your health and skin. Freya agrees to try it as it has been approved by Shireen, but it does not go over so well. It appears to have a unique taste, which is something Shireen apparently likes. Shireen explains as to why and asks them to join a restaurant which she has been eyeing. A restaurant where everything is made from beans. Felix gives us 25-star pickled cabbages on day 255. And we get our rare pumpkin crop. Now the only one left is the asparagus and the tree crops. Sylvia has a request for 5 mallow honey and yogurts. I do not have any mallow honey right now and it cannot be gotten in spring, so her request has to wait until summer. Day 256 is the first day of the flower festival. Felix opens it and we give away some mints, because the wild herb also counts as flowers. Day 2 of the flower festival is held on day 257, so we give out some more herbs. Felix announces the winner and to no surprise for the 3rd year in a row we win. Sneaking a peek at the friendship list, we are getting closer and closer to everyone at 10 hearts. Day 258 is the day that we catch the last uncommon insects and give all 10 to Kevin, finally completing his request. Madeline has a request for a golden crop, and in the same room Miguel also has a request for 99 flowers. The golden crop is something that we have, so we complete Madeline's request right away, receiving the ultimate curry recipe in return. For Miguel's request we buy 99 flower seeds, plant and water them. Day 259 is the day of the animal festival, which we enter with our silky chicken Cha in the silver rank, winning this one as well, receiving another glitched trophy, and our silky eggs can now get to a 7-star quality. The bazaar is back on day 260, but first we redecorate our stall a bit. I am planning to sell a lot more honey and mushrooms in the future, so that is why I went for the forager sets and bonuses. I did not have a lot of items to sell, but we do manage to make 240,000 during the morning and 827,000 during the afternoon shift. The sprites are back on day 261, telling us about a new bingo card. To be honest, I have done almost nothing with the bingo card so far, but that will change. All 99 flowers for Miguel are done, but I made the mistake of not seeing he wants 5-star flowers and the ones we have are 2 stars. Sonia wants a 5-star herb sandwich, making and giving it to Sonia, completing her request. A new donation of 840,000 is made to the bazaar board, which follows with a visit from Felix on day 262, giving us 25-star butter plus. Eric asks for some premium ingredients. Lucky for him, we have those ingredients in our storage, so we complete his request right away, getting the recipe for dry curry in return. Penny finally reaches level 50, visiting our home to thank us for our hard work. Day 263 greets us with the harvest sprites back at our door, thanking us for all the happy energy as they have all reached level 50. Clara requests an apple so she can make an apple pie. Luckily for her, we have those, completing her request and getting the recipe for the golden blend tea. Stuart has a request for us on day 264, asking for 20 herb mayonnaise. We will need to make those first, so Stuart will have to wait a bit. Nadine also has a request for 5 rare mushrooms, which we also have none of, so we need to grow some 7-star mushrooms to make those appear. The herb mayonnaise is finally made on day 265. Day 266 is the day of the honey festival and it opens with Gabriel giving us some honey cake. We are so kind to give him and all the other marriageable candidates a normal honey for today. Wilbur is the first villager to reach 10 hearts and Stuart's request is completed. Day 267 is the day of the bazaar where we make 248,000 in the morning. I started working on the first deluxe card, and with that I was able to get a line done already, receiving a legendary treasure chest. The afternoon shift finishes with us making 1,137,000. Gabriel accidentally awakens us during the night. We see a sprite running and Gabriel does hear something. So we go out to investigate, where we are met with all the nature sprites. It seems that they have a special announcement to make regarding the love between Gabriel and us, and that labor of love will blossom its fruits very soon. It seems we are pregnant and the sprites ask us if we want a boy or a girl. I had hoped that there was a random or I do not care button, but there is not, so we go for the girl option. Gabriel is very happy with the news, but is also very tired all of a sudden and heads back inside to sleep. During the morning of day 268, he says that he had a weird dream about us having a baby. We tell him that we had the same dream. Gabriel is loving the news and heads off to prepare all that needs to be done before the baby arrives. Day 269 is the day of the crop festival and we enter with our 5-star soybean. To no surprise, we win this festival as well. Mina reached 10 hearts thanks to the festival. We finally have enough flowers to complete Miguel's request on day 270, receiving a stall decor item in return. Shireen also has a request and wants us to get a pet to 5 hearts. Luckily for her, we have a couple at 10 hearts already and getting a new outfit for our efforts. Felix wants a 4-star soup, which we make at home, immediately giving it to Felix, which also completes his request. And the last request is for Nadine. The mushrooms on the mushroom logs are done, giving the monarch wands to her and getting the fried rice noodle recipe in return. We finally get the last rare crop on day 271, which is the twisted asparagus. Now we only need to get the rare variant from the trees. At the bazaar board we make an 880,000 gold donation, so Felix gives us 10 5-star ultimate stone on day 272. With that stone we have enough materials to upgrade the hoe to ultimate quality. Just the fishing rod left. It is our birthday today and the tea festival is being held as well, meaning all of the villagers are in the town center. Talking to all of the villagers gets us enough presents to fill our storage. The tea festival is also a great success, and back at home we see that Gabriel has made a whole birthday meal, including a giant cake. Laurie reaches 10 hearts on day 273, and on day 274 we head to the bazaar yet again. But first we put in the green wonderful into the red windmill, allowing 12 produce lines instead of 6. And we meet up with Harold, who would like a 4-star curry bread. Good thing we have the ingredients to make it, completing his request and receiving a new stall decor item. At the bazaar we pick up the bulk sale boost and start with selling all of our birthday presents, making 186,000. We visit the nature sprites to get some of the rewards for the deluxe items. The first card is almost fully done, and with those extra items put for sale and a lot of ore and honey, we make around 1,461,000. On day 275 we make a donation of 920,000, and for that we receive 3 5-star red necklaces on day 276. The ultimate hoe is ready to pick up and we make another donation. Felix brings us 10 green dye on day 277 and Kevin has a request for us. He wants us to catch 5 rare bugs, which is going to take a little while until I will be ready for that one. Day 278 and 279 are days of grinding the insect catching, as there is a marvel for gifting 2,000 insects to Penny, giving gifts and just all around farm work. It is time for summer again on day 280, so we give Felix a spicy curry for his birthday, seed 2 fields worth of red and white flowers, plant the sunflowers in the bee field for the pink honey, and catch our first out of 5 rare insects for Kevin. Day 281 is the day of the bazaar where we make around 296,000 in the morning. The first bingo card is fully completed, and with that we receive the captain's attire from the nature sprites. The afternoon shift ends with us making 1,648,000. Time to grind some more insect catching on day 282, and on day 283 we donate 1,000,000 gold to the Bazaar board, and for that we receive a 20 soothing fodder on day 284. There is a hurricane on day 285, so we make our way to the equestrian park to fish up the blue bottle, which is the last bottle to complete the fishing encyclopedia. We also have the items requested by Sylvia finally completing her request and getting the recipe for roue blie torte. I'll go with carrot cake. With this recipe we have all the recipes available in-game, but the encyclopedia did not complete. It appears we need to have everything in hand at least once, so on to figuring out which recipes I still need, and the cooking, managing to lessen the recipes still needed for cooking back to 9. Day 286 is the day of the pet festival, which we enter with Noah once again, and needless to say we win this competition as well. Clara and Isaac reach 10 hearts and we cook 4 more recipes, bringing the number needed down to 5. Day 287 is foraged away. And then it is once again time for the bazaar on day 288. But before we begin selling, we give Kevin his 5 insects, completing his request and receiving a stall decor item. This was also the last request, as we have done all of them now. Selling most of the made dishes in the morning shifts earns us 239,000. I am still buying new clothes from Karina, and with the afternoon shift we earn another 1,231,000. Sophie visits us on day 289 to thank us for all the hard work we do for all the people in town and gives us a new title. Looking through the Marvel, I noticed that there is one for competing at least once with all of the pets. Would have been nice to know that a little bit earlier, but mistakes can be made. Day 290 is more foraging. Don't worry, I still have my animals and I still take care of them. Stuart reaches 10 hearts and we donate some gold to the bazaar board. The insect catching has bared its fruits as we get the title to Penny's best friend. Felix gives us 20 citrus perfumes on day 291, Madeline reaches 10 hearts and we donate some more money yet again to the board. 5 3-star alpaca yarn plus are given on day 292. And day 293 is a casual farm day, caring for all our animals and foraging around for wood, stone, ore and gems. Sonia reaches 10 hearts on day 294, and it is also the day of the animal festival yet again, entering the gold rank with our silky chicken and winning of course, getting the silky eggs to have a brand. Day 295 sees us back at the bazaar, having fully cleared another deluxe bingo card, gets us the sushi chef attire, and with that we start the morning shift. Selling all kinds of loose items and earning 376,000. The afternoon shift has us selling all kinds of honey, mushrooms, ore and gems, which makes us a record-breaking 2,041,000 gold. Shireen reaches 10 hearts on day 296 and another donation of 1,150,000 is made to the bazaar board. Day 297 starts with the gift of 10 autumn juices. Eric reaches 10 hearts, and what else can we do than more donations? Which grants us another return of Felix on day 298. The latest donation got us up to rank 40 and we received 20 winter bouquets for that. The sprites are in front of our house on day 299 when a child screams its lungs out. It appears we have become parents overnight to a beautiful baby girl who we name Hannah, and promising that we will take good care of her. No rest for the fresh parents though, as it is time for the Summer Horse Derby. Entering in the gold division, finishing with 7,900 points takes us to first place, granting the Gold Summer Derby trophy, and Felix reaches 10 hearts. Day 300 has arrived and we take care of our animals, get a lot of fruit from the fruit trees, give Miguel a birthday gift, getting him to 10 hearts, and just talking to Nadine, who then also reaches 10 hearts, finishing the day foraging for stone and lumber. You need so much of it in this game, it is not funny. On day 301 with the nature sprites visiting us and telling us about a new bingo card. We are still working on the old one, so we have a bit more to do now. We give Xzeleah her final egg, which takes her to 10 hearts. And the fishing grind is started to gift Finn 2000 fish. Day 302 starts with a visit from Mina, who offers to watch our baby on Bazaar days. At the Bazaar we get a couple of new rewards from the bingo cards and buy a couple of different gems from Lloyd, including one adamantite, as we have enough ultimate lumber to upgrade our fishing tool to ultimate quality. The fish grinding for Finn is already on hold. The other gems are used to make the accessories needed for the final jewelry stand. We have enough materials for the glittering windmill churn on day 304, so that is made. We gift Harold his last soy milk pudding as he has reached 10 hearts and a donation of 1,250,000 is made. The crop festival is a go as we enter with our 6-star soybean, giving the competitors no chance as we win again. The churn did not take that long to make as we are able to pick it up in the evening. Felix is at our door on day 305 with 10 guardian baits as a gift for the donation, and Kevin reaches 10 hearts, which means that all of the villagers, except for our child, have reached the maximum affection. The ultimate fishing rod is ready on day 306, so we pick that up and try it out, of course. Catching fish has never been this easy, so the grind to gift Finn 2000 fish is back. Day 307 starts with a carrot harvest that gives us enough rare carrots. And with those we are now able to cook the carrot cake, supreme curry and ultimate curry, completing the recipe encyclopedia. Now we just have to make one of each recipe there is. Day 309 is the day of the bazaar, where we sell a lot of stuff and also hand in our bingo cards for the rewards, where we get the seafarer's dress. We make about 2 million today, and with that gold we buy the storage upgrade from Wilbur, which he installs on day 310. Another bingo card is finished on day 312 when picking up some more honey, and with that we select the next one and start working on those goals. We also do some cooking where we craft all of the recipes in the salad and soup categories, gaining 2 marvels doing so. The nature sprites are back on day 314 for more bingo cards. Day 316 is another bazaar day, but there is another quick stop before that. We have all the materials for the excellent wind tent from the yellow windmill, so that is made right away. The bazaar runs smoothly, making around 1 million G from the morning and afternoon shift together, and the black pirate glider is picked up from the bingo cards. The wind tent is done on day 317 and we make another donation to the board, which gives Felix another reason to visit us yet again and give us 26-star yogurt plus on day 318. Another full bingo card is delivered to the nature sprites on day 323, receiving the green pirate glider. Gabriel invites us to watch the stars with him on the evening of day 324. He talks about the fact that he was scared at first to get married, worried that he might lose his creative spark. But that was all for nothing, as he is in fact very happy that he married us. Day 329 sees us having all the materials for the glittering jewelry stand, getting that started in the morning and finished at night. The tuna sushi glider is rewarded from the bingo cards on day 330. And on day 337 we received the shrimp sushi glider from another completed bingo card, and we finish cooking all of the recipes from the sides category. Isaac visits us on day 345 to congratulate us on using the windmill so much that we made everything. Which is weird because I do not know what I have done to get this title now. The White Wonderful has not been made yet, but that does not stop me from continuing to grind for it. Day 346 sees Arata to our door congratulating us on how well we have been doing with the mushroom logs and beekeeping. So much so that we have gathered 100 or more rare items from them. Another 2 bingo cards are done on day 351, and in return we get the spiffy checkered coat and the belt checkered glider. All the items for the White Wonderful are gathered on day 352, so that is made. Day 355 was the day of the Winter Horse Derby, and we finally managed to win that one with more than 10,000 points, granting us another title. The White Wonderful is done and picked up on day 356. And on day 361 it is our first wedding anniversary, time to celebrate it with a lovely dinner. We get the title for making 50 million gold at the bazaar on day 366. But that does not mean we are done yet, we have a lot more gold to grind before we hit bazaar rank 99. After fishing for what felt like forever, we finally have gifted Finley enough fish to earn his 2000 gifted fish title on day 383. On day 386 we deliver the last 4 completed bingo cards to the nature sprites, earning the soft checkered coat, checkered bow glider, cherry blossom glider and the ceremonial glider. It is also the day that we reach rank 50 with the Bazaar. We buy the final storage size upgrade that was unlocked after the Bazaar reached rank 50 on day 400. Rebecca also has 3 new decor items after reaching rank 50, but those will have to wait. Honey gets her 2000 gift on day 406, and on day 415 we hit Bazaar rank 60. After days of cooking we make the last recipe needed for the cook all recipe titles on day 418. Nothing pops up, but we definitely made everything. It is also the Summer Horse Derby today, where we get the 11,000 points needed for another title. On day 428 we buy the final storage freshness upgrade from Ganon, giving us another title on day 429 when he finishes the upgrade. Which is also the day that our child grows up into a toddler. Day 430 is the day that the chefs of town finally visit to bring the title of top chef. Apparently you have to visit your home after 10 AM while it is sunny. The Bazaar reaches rank 70 on day 445. And on day 461 we had the first pumpkin festival with our child. Look at how cute she is asking for treats. Day 486 is another day for the crops show. We participate in it again, managing to win yet again. This time though is special as Matsuba visits on day 487 to give us the title for having 5 crops at brand level. On day 492 we get the title for harvesting mushrooms 300 times. And the absolute last person has gotten to 10 hearts on day 498. Our child loves us. Another thing was finished on day 501, Webby has finally gotten his 2000 gift. The Bazaar reached rank 80 on day 527, and on day 547 it is our child's 2nd birthday, so we celebrate it with cake. Just for her to grow up a couple of days later on day 53. There is another Bazaar on day 554, where we buy the last outfit from Karina. Our child has some visitors on day 555. Kevin comes running asking Hannah if she wants to play, which she agrees to. Sylvia and Laurie also come to visit and ask if they can join. The problem is that they all want to play something different. Hannah tells everyone to be nice and that they all could play together. She also asks us what to do and we tell them that they can explore the farm. Everyone is happy and she thanks us before they all run off. On day 600 we reach Bazaar rank 90. Just a couple more ranks to go, but it takes so much money. Day 609 starts with Hannah and Gabriel talking to each other and planning to make something for us as it is our 3rd wedding anniversary. They start working on it immediately and when night falls they surprise us with a handmade rosette which is placed above our bed. We get another title on day 610 as we have harvested 300 times from the beehives. Hannah wants to go out on a family outing on day 625, so off we go. She picks up all kinds of flowers and has made it into a flower crown, gifting it to us. And with that we have collected all the mementos in game. Day 667 is a bittersweet day as it is the last time Felix visits our home to give his donation speech. He informs us that the town will no longer accept any donations as they were so successful that the Bazaar Review Board is going to look into it. And with that, the game shows us that we have reached rank 99, which awards us a beautiful home decoration. But we are not done with this game yet, there are a couple of things left to do. One of them is finished on day 673. On this day we buy the 12 million coin horse upgrade from Felix, which allows us to forage while riding on our horse. On day 680 we buy the final 3 Bazaar decor pieces from Rebecca. With this, everything that we could get and do with money is done. Day 720 is the day of the pet festival where we participate once again, with it also being the last time we compete in the pet show as we win this competition as well. Because of that, Wuvio appears at our home on day 721, giving us a new title. One more title to go. On day 741, we harvested our last special crop, which was the golden cacao bean. With this, we have fully completed the crops portion of the encyclopedia. And with that, we have only one final thing to do, and that is done on day 756, where we participate in the animal show for the last time. Winning the gold competition with our brown alpaca gets us to have all our animals at a brand level. And because of that, Ramon shows up at our door a couple of days later on day 759, to congratulate us and to give us the last title we needed. On day 760, we receive our title gift in the mail, which is also the last decor item we needed for the encyclopedia. And with that, we have played the final day in Grand Bazaar. There are two things that I have not done, as they are not required for any achievement, title or collection, and they could also take a very long time. Those two things are getting all the super rare animal breeds and getting all the crops to brand level. I know people have done those two things, but me personally, I couldn't be bothered with those two, honestly. And that is okay, everyone plays the game differently. But we did do everything else, and in the video you will see the animals, friendship levels, titles, mementos, and encyclopedia full and completed. I had a really fun time playing this game, and I am so happy with how many things you could do. I also hope that you had a great time watching this video. Let me know if you did below in the comments, and I would also love to know what game you would like to see me complete next. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!